Welcome to LoganRobo's channel, broadcasting live on twitch.tv/LoganRobo and on youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Tonight's game is Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit. In this chapter, see what it's like to be Kay Faraday when her dad and her aunt argue about whether to throw her in actual prison and she can't even remember why. Thank you for tuning in to twitch.tv/LoganRobo and youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Please enjoy the stream.
Might be the last time for a while that we'll be able to prime sub. Remember that you are a good guy, to tease and otherwise.
And we are live! Thank you so much, Ruka, for re-upping your sub for the Prime sub. No worries if it has to be the last one for a while. I mean, as I've said before, generosity with subscriptions, bits, and things like that is always appreciated, but never required. So thank you so much, Ruka, for re-upping the subs. How many months has that been? 53. Wow! 1 month away from a 6th subscription baby. I think you've had more subscription babies than anybody else here, Rukov. But thank you so much for re-upping the sub. I really appreciate it. Oak was here with a lurk. And it says, lurking for like 5 or 10 minutes to finish this show with my dad. Ooh, what you watching with your dad? I guess I'll have to wait till you get back to ask you. Oh, and I see Akechi is back over on YouTube saying Logan should have a stream where in P5R, he doesn't get to the end of the stream until he beats the Reaper boss at least once. I beat him. I eventually beat the Reaper in Persona 5. It was fun. I enjoyed it, and we defeated it with the, I think the killing blow was the showtime with On and Morgana, so it was a lot of fun. But thank you. Akechi says, why is Morgana default dancing? Just because, you know what, sometimes the kitty cat gotta just be a kitty cat. And how you doing, Lesbian Wolf saying hi, chat. I do think that it's kind of odd. We don't have a lot of people filtering in yet. I'm not sure if the notification went out, but welcome, Oak, Akechi, Rukov, Lesbian Wolf. How are all of you? I hope you'll be proud to know, everybody, that after last time when I forgot to update the schedule, I updated the schedule this time. So let's go ahead and load up the game where we left off last time. So I was having to review the VOD to try and remember where we left off because it's been a week since we played the game, and I couldn't quite remember where we were. It looks like we were arguing with Franziska over the point of whether the victim was actually the auctioneer of the underground smuggling ring that they were auctioning off old police evidence stuff. And we determined that no, it wasn't, because Lotta Hart's statement had said that the auction continued on even after when the murder took place. So I think it's what we just did, and then we'll be able to see it. I can't remember. Queen Katie said that we were getting close to a shift over to the next part of the case here. So we might just have cutscene until then. We'll see. I don't know. Les Rule says, I got the Discord notification, not Twitch notification. I haven't been getting Twitch notifications for the longest time, and I don't know why. Have you guys been getting, like, I haven't gotten, a lot of my apps just suddenly stopped giving me notifications. I don't know if it's because I just stopped, like, clicking them or something like that. But, I hope everyone will eventually see that we're live. But thank you. That means that y'all who were here bright and early are the MVPs of today. Akechi says, beat it again. I did beat the Reaper in Persona 3 multiple times. Lesbian says, oh, I just got the Twitch notif now. I still haven't, but that's just me. Okay, so maybe now we'll get people popping in. Thank you, Lesbian Wolf, for checking that out. Once we get more people here, we do need to talk about, Rukov had done a poll on Discord about what to do once I reach 1K followers here on Twitch. And I think I'm like 3 away. So we need to decide, huh?
Apple had an update so that notifications have to be opted into again for apps.
Oh, that's good to know. Well, thank you for the 10 bits. That explains then, I guess, why a lot of my apps, I just thought I was even less popular than I already was. So I need to go in and do that. So thank you very much for the 10 bits, Rukop. I appreciate that. On Cam said Twitch is being mean, but Streamly checking it up on the stream at Hydrate. I will do that. I'll hydrate right now. Thank you very much, Kim. I hope you're doing well. I need to pop into another one of your streams sometime. Like I said, I'm not getting Twitch notifications, so I don't know when anybody goes live. But thank you so much, Kim. You're awesome. I'll hydrate right now, and then we'll get into the game. All right, here we go. The auctioneer was not, in fact, the victim, and I can prove it. This is the statement Ms. Hart gave us. Well, if she made it, it's not worth the air she used to say it. I mean, that is fair. That is fair. Lotta Hart is awful. She's the worst. Catchy, you should know if you're still over there on YouTube. Oh, you are. That Lotta Hart, she's a journalist. She's not as bad as Oya in P5, but I feel like that's a low bar to clear. I done told you I'm a journalist, Agnabbit. My word is ouch. Did I ask you to open your mouth? Crap, is Kim still here to hear my horrible German accent for Franziska? Objection! Calm down and listen for a second, Franziska. Miss Hart witnessed at least some of the events surrounding the murder, and she confirmed that the auction continued even after the murder occurred. You bet I did. Went on like nothing had happened at all. That makes it sound like the people doing the auction didn't know that the person had been killed? How would that have been possible without an auctioneer? It wouldn't. So you see, the victim couldn't have been the auctioneer. She was one of the attendees. No! I think Franziska should be happy. Her favorite niece is hopefully off the hook for murder now. As I've been saying since the start, there's no way Kay can be the murderer because she had been pushed down the hatch by her assailant and knocked unconscious by that time. So then, who was the victim really? All right, well, if the auction carried on after the murder, the victim must not have been the auctioneer, but an attendee. Huh?
Do you think you will do a photo shoot of Lonely Logan Spaghetti when you reach 1,010 followers? Or are you going to overrule it and do a pre-roll completion, where the prize is a new sound alert? Or handshake ticket?
Well, you know what I had to do, Rukov, because I actually coincidentally had spaghetti for dinner tonight. Since Vera wants it to be cold, I had to just like leave some out and let it get all cold and bad and moldy and then do a photo shoot. That'd be the easiest thing. Just snap a picture. I think that we ought to do some type of community event. Not like we just did a community game night playing Repo recently. We ought to do like a competition. Like everybody maybe submits clips and things like that, like you said, for a pre-roll thing. Or we could do, I've been meaning to do a you laugh, you lose thing for quite a while. So maybe something like that. Apparently I got 3 more follows before I can need to start thinking about that. But thank you very much, Rukov, for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. And Lesbian Wolf says, Twitch notifications hardly work. Yui Vale says, hi. How you doing, Yui Vale? Good to see you here. I'm going to do a quick little shout out for you, Yui Vale. How was the rest of your Overwatch 2 tonight? I didn't know what was going on. I watched for a good while until I had to get ready for this, but I don't play those types of games. It looked like you were kicking butt, having fun. Oh, there we go. Also, Yui, did you get a new VTuber avatar, by the way? I should get back to the game. But Yui, good to see you. Did you get a new VTuber avatar? I hate to say this, your avatars, your models, whatever, they're very cute and everything, but I'm always like a little bit disappointed when I get there and it's not that adorable like slime thing. I don't know. I like funny, cute stuff like that. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. Akechi says it's 9:46 p.m. I'm tired, but I'll push through for this. Hopefully, Logan, make pancakes and give me some. You know, Catchy, I should let you know, my mom makes amazing pancakes. In fact, they're so amazing, I keep pancake syrup by my desk here in my computer room, just in case there's ever surprise pancakes. All right, let's play a little bit more. Once we get some music, then I'll read some chat, okay? The victim must not have been the auctioneer, but an attendee. Wait, was that Cavell's gavel? Is that Cavell? That's enough. I know that sound all too well. Wait, hang on. Was Eustace in here the entire time without Cavell? I didn't think he was allowed off the leash. Good for him. He's being a strong, independent little boy. Order in the courtroom. All rise for the chairman. Oh, is it going to be Excelsius? He's got to be the killer, right? Because it's either him or Needler or Hilda. But like the two of them haven't been around much, and he's clearly a bad guy. Oh, there's no need for all that pomp and circumstance, Verity. Please, everyone, feel free to call me Celsius. Yes, that'll do nicely. I feel like that he used to be Celsius, because now he's Celsius. That joke probably only works if those of you here remember his name. But okay, we got some music, and the bad guy has arrived. Lesbian Wolf says hi, Yui. Yui says hi. Oak says, hey, daddy with big magic. How you doing, Oak? Are you back from your lurk? Oh, then an unlurk from Oak. Oak said, speaking of followers, Logan is 3 away from 1,000. I know, I'm like getting nervous. I don't know what to do when that happens. And Vale says, it was good. It was very stressful. Well, I figure those types of games usually are. Oh, also, when I look down the bottom of the chat, Akechi, guess what? Joker is over here on Twitch right now. So we got Joker on Twitch and Akechi over on YouTube again. Oh, right. Celsius? Call him Dad. Or wait. I'm trying to remember. Was this his dad or his grandpa? I can't remember which. I need to check. Where is it? Oh, it's his father, yes. Call him Daddy, Eustace. What are you doing here?
No, I just stopped by to see how my bone-headed boy was getting along.
They say there are all sorts of families, but I'm not sure these two are what they meant. I hope, just for parallels and symbolism, that Excelsius dies in an elevator.
I thought I might need to light a fire under this investigation, but it seems not. The suspect everyone's searching high and low for is right back where we started.
Men, detain the suspect immediately. Wait! Miss Faraday is innocent! Whoa! That's a lot of fire.
Shut your meddling mouth!
I will.
Good night, LoganRobo. You care so deeply, your kind crew shows it. You're loved. Also, you're single and lonely.
Yeah. We always gotta have that twist at the end. Thank you so much, Ruka, for the 10 bits, for the kind words, and the reality check at the very end. Get some sleep. I'm sure that you're busy these days. Probably got an early morning again. Sleep well, Rukov. You're awesome. Thank you so much for the 10 bits. I really appreciate it. As always, if you get insomnia or can't sleep, whatever, feel free to come back and hang out some more.
You're becoming something of a problem, Miles, my boy. I thought I told you. The committee wants this matter cleared up as soon as possible. It's a matter of trust. We can't have our organization be seen to drag its feet. It's bad for us, and it's bad for me, too. Personally, sorry, it must be my age.
Your unlawful investigation ends here, and it will not be permitted to resume. In case you have forgotten, you are no longer a prosecutor. You have no authority here. And what's more, there is that matter of your aiding and abetting a suspect. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that is fair. I mean, that's a crime, but I feel like in this universe, nobody gets punished for crimes other than murder. So, I mean... Oopsies. Let's see. Yui says, I'm a shapeshifter. See, up, new model. I'll bring back the slime one day. I look forward to it. Oak says, Logan, give me your mom's pancakes. Well, maybe next time she makes them, maybe then you can have some. Although I feel bad because like the griddle that she uses for it is like old and breaking. And I tried buying her like a new griddle as a present, but griddles, these, like all appliances suck. They're all made of like cheap materials and don't work well. And Oak says, my birthday's in a few days. Oh, wait. What day's your birthday? What day of the week is it gonna be? Are we gonna be streaming on your birthday, Oak? Are we gonna be able to sing happy birthday to you? Joker says, Persona 5, the Fatabex is going global soon. Oh, I saw the discussion on Discord going on about it. I don't know what to think about that game because it's a gacha live service game, which I'm not usually into, but it is Persona 5, so I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Akechi over on YouTube says, I don't got a Twitch account, tell the clown to come here. You hear that, Joker? You're safe as long as you stay on Twitch. And Opinion says, hello, how you doing, Opinion? So good to see you. How is everybody's day going? How is your week going, y'all? Okay, let's play a little bit more and then I'll read some more in the chat. And what's more, there is the matter of you aiding and abetting a suspect.
She's right, of course. As always, you really are a godsend, Verity.
Everything I do knowingly. If you wish to prosecute me for it, be my guest. But know this. We have uncovered a new suspect. This person here. Ms. Faraday was attacked by this P.
But you're going to interrupt me or not? Interrupt my pee. Stop me. I am beginning my pee, and I want you to interrupt my pee by this pee. Oh, you interrupted my pee. You can stop right there, Mr. Edgeworth. The raincoat in your picture was discovered nearby a short while ago.
Oh, okay. Crap, is it gonna have like Kay's fingerprints on it or something?
The victim's blood was found on the hood, along with some cherry blossom petals.
Ah! Cherry blossom petals. Okay, so that'll be the rooftop, because that's where the cherry tree was. Thank you very much, Joker, for the Tomcat. I appreciate it. Once we get to some background music again, I will read some more in the chat. But thank you very much, Joker.
Cherry blossom petals, like the ones on the roof? Yes, they were stuck to the edges of the blood stains, probably due to the blood being fresh at the time.
I feel like that's the type of thing that's too obvious for placing the crime on the roof. Like, there's got to be something weird going with that, right?
The results came back already, my boy, so there's no mistaking it. The person in your picture is the victim, Miss Rosie Ringer.
What? No, I thought, no, that means it's the culprit. Excelsius, I don't know if you realize this, when people stab people, blood sometimes gets on them. Why were you still, especially since the victim wasn't, like, found wearing that? What? Hey! I heard what happened. Oh, we got a first-time chatter. I see it in my overlay at the bottom. Yes, first-time chatter, hi. Robin and Noxie, welcome. I do read every comment in chat. I'm a little bit behind, but since you got the first time, I'll scroll down to where your comment is so I can say hi to you. It says, hey, I got recommended your YouTube shorts and followed. I did see the follow offline on my notifications. Thank you so much for the follow. Said, can't watch this stream because of spoilers. Oh, understandable. But I'll join another one sometime. And just wanted to say hi. I liked your content. Well, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. That is so nice of you. Our schedule, just so you know when to check us out, is Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday evenings. Evenings in my time zone. I don't know what part of the world you're in. Right now, we are alternating between this game and Metaphor ReFantazio. It's a JRPG from the makers of Persona. I don't know if you're able to be there for that game any better, but we do on occasion play other games, like we just did some Chain Together as a special stream this past weekend. But thank you again for the follow. I really appreciate it. I hope I will not let you down. The shorts are always just like the best little snippets from the streams. I spend a lot of time wasting time and just yapping with chat. But thank you so much. I will keep an eye out for you. Since you can't stay, have a great rest of your day, both Robin and Noxie. Thank you again. I appreciate that. All right, we got some background music. Let me read a couple of the comments that I missed out on. Scroll back up to where I was before. See, Oak says, for 1,000 followers, Logan must unleash us from his basement and send us on a mission. Ooh. Give you guys like a scavenger hunt type of thing. That actually ain't a half bad idea. Oak said, that's a lot of fire, Celsius. And then a good night to Rukov said, my birthday is on Monday, but technically it will become Monday on the Sunday stream. Oh, that's a good point. Once we hit midnight, we'll be able to wish you happy birthday. Said it's May 19th, turning 17. Make sure that you give us a reminder, like, that's gonna be this Sunday, right? Yes, make sure you remind us when it hits midnight on Sunday's stream so that we can wish you a very happy birthday. But thank you very much. Over on YouTube, Akechi, you say, Joker, it's lonely over here. Come to me, Joker. Joker. Oh, I'm starting to think that Akechi actually likes Joker. Listen to that. Okay, we'll play a little bit more, and then I'll be back to read some more chat in just a minute. Red raincoat data jotted down by organizer, worn by the victim, whose fingerprints and blood were found on the hood. But, okay, we gotta check. Is it gonna be one of those things where you gotta look where the fingerprints are, that if they're like that would be for the pulling the hood on, but it's like in some other orientation or something like that?
No! This completely undermines our entire case! All our assumptions were based on the person in the red raincoat being the killer.
But again, why are we assuming it's the victim? According to Lotta, that photo was taken after the murder took place. Have we found it from Lotta, like, why she's so certain when the murder happened?
But if they were the victim instead, then Kay remains at the top of the suspect list.
Maybe there were multiple victims. Maybe Rosie Ringer got killed by somebody else and this person got killed by Kay. There's plenty of murder to go around. We can share the murder.
Miss Faraday, you testified to having encountered a person in a red raincoat up on the roof, correct?
Yes, I did.
We now know that that person was the murder victim.
You don't know that!
And you are the only person we know of who came into contact with her. Since one of you wound up dead, I think we all know how that encounter went.
Objection! No! Kay was attacked by that person. Okay, well, you know, we ought to be able to use this whole thing with the amnesia to show, if nothing else, that would be justified self-defense, right? She is the victim here, not the aggressor! But also, like, because she was knocked unconscious, like, she shouldn't have, the other person wouldn't be dead even if she did kill that person.
As I recall, we have yet to see any evidence that proves she was attacked as you claim.
She's covered in bandages! She looks like a one-eyed mummy.
And even if...
What? Queen Katie Raiden with a party of 6! Can we do a quick shout out for Queen... Oh, I see Vera's already on the ball with that. Doing a shout out. I'm gonna have a sip of water while the Queen Katie clip plays. Very excited for Arson. I thought dainty that one girl's run is with the arms out to the side. Yeah! Wow! I just got exploded. How quick, Katie, welcome. Okay, I don't know if there is anybody with the raid that we haven't met before, and let me give you the rundown and everything. Hi, my name is Logan. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, currently alternating between this game, Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Gambit, and Metaphor Refantasio. So yeah, come and check that out. And I read every comment in chat. I am just sometimes behind. In fact, let me take a look at the bottom of the chat. Oh, we do have a first-time chatter from ShinyBot TV. Welcome, ShinyBot. I'm a fan of robots. I don't like, obviously, chat bots. But as long as you're like a real live robot person. ShinyBot, thank you so much for being here with the raid. Queen Katie, how was the rest of your stream? I should read a couple comments in the chat while we have this opportunity. Let's see. Lesbian Wolf said, I'm excited for Persona 5 X, but I know I can play gacha games without spending too much money. See, I know I can as well, but my worry is a lot of the time in order to be competitive or like keep up in those games, if you don't pay money, you have to like spend a ton of time like grinding or doing other things. And it's like, my time is valuable too. And so I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to play it or not. Oak says, Verity, stop interrupting Edgeworth's P. We're trying to stream here. High five for that pun, Oak. Joga says, quote that P. And there was Robin and Noxie. Again, you're probably already gone, but thank you so much for the follow. I do appreciate that. Oak said, Robin and Noxie, hi. Lesbian Wolf says, I love when they pull out fingerprints in murder mystery. Oak said, more criminals should wear gloves. Actually, more victims should wear gloves. Maybe more everybody should just wear gloves. And speaking of gloves, Bone Glove. How you doing, Bone? Says, hello, everyone. And Lesbian Wolf says, hello, Bone. Over on YouTube, Akechi is still calling for Joker. Says, it's lonely here. Shido blocked my number and I want pancakes. Joker, I'm sorry, Akechi. It's usually a lot less busy over on YouTube there. My YouTube is still not as hip-hop happening as the Twitch chat, but I appreciate you being here, Akechi. I think you are a great character in Persona 5. But again, Queen Katie, thank you so much for the raid. I hope the rest of Reverse 1999 went well. I hope Camera Head Girl is still alive and well. What'd you say her name was, like Loggerhead or something like that? But let's play a little bit, and then I will be back to read some more in the chat. And again, thank you very much, ShinyBot, for coming along with the raid. Huh? What?
Want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and views on twitch.tv/LoganRobo.com, twitch.tv/LoganRobo.com. Remove the space.
I love how that even gave me an error because it's worded like the bots, Vero. It's a weird error. It says no data was returned. But yeah, right here, you can't buy followers here. You really can't. I'll enjoy your company, though. But thank you, Vero, for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. All right, let's play some games. I'll be back to read some more of the chat in a minute. Again, ShinyBot, if you've typed other stuff, I will read it eventually. I'm just always behind in chat.
And even if such proof existed, Ms. Ringer could simply have been acting in self-defense.
Well, you can't just jump to conclusions like that. Kay is innocent. But I'm not. Seriously, this entire time, I've been thinking about doing more murders. Okay. Oh, by the way, Akechi, this is our detective in here. Detective Dick Gumshoe. He's nice. He's got golden retriever energy. I'm not innocent. I don't want to believe it, but I remembered something. Hearing about the raincoat brought it back. Oh, did she remember doing a murder? It's probably going to be her remembering like shoving the person down that hole or something like that. And then probably now thinking, probably died. It's just a flash, but I remember what I saw now, right when it happened. The murderer, it, ... She's going to say, it was me. Oh, is she going to have like the candelabrum in her hand or something? It was me. Okay. I remember looking down and the person in the red raincoat was on the ground. Oh, he that always drives, looking down on the ground. It was me, Mr. Edgeworth. It was me all along. Okay, well, obviously it's not really going to be her. But we have gone so long into this case without any other suspects. I am starting to wonder if maybe this case will end with her getting arrested and the next case is going to be like us going the extra mile to try and save her. I'm the murderer. I'm the murderer. No, you're not. It can't be. Then what am I? Why do I have a memory like that? They were on the floor in front of me. There was a pool of blood. Why was I just standing there? Why didn't I do something? I know why. It's because I was the killer. Oh. Okay, you definitely shouldn't have said that in like front of law enforcement. I think we can now use that in a court of law. That's why you have Miranda rights, Kay. You're supposed to stay silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, including, quote, I'm the murderer, I'm the murderer. That's not what you want to say, regardless of what you're being arrested for. You could be getting a parking ticket or a traffic violation. Don't say I'm the murderer, I'm the murderer. This court recognizes the legitimacy of the accused's memories. Why? But you said you didn't believe her like 5 minutes ago. Overruled. I commend you on your bravery, Ms. Faraday. It will not go unrewarded. Praise be to the goddess of justice for her many blessings. I don't like this lady. I'm going to read some more in the chat now. Oak says, in these games, the person with the fingerprints is never the actual culprit. That's a good point. Have we ever had a time where the fingerprints actually accurately pointed to the culprit? Bone says, what's going on? Our daughter is getting arrested, Bone. Just because she thinks she murdered somebody. And there's the Queen Katie raid. Vera saying the bat swarm has arrived. Oh, this is like a new raid message. Wait, huh?
Who would win in a fight, me or Z? You. You, not her. This is a convo happened.
Oh.
Who would win in a fight, me or my friend who will call Z? Everyone voted me. Z was convinced she could beat me. AJ did not agree. AJ voted I would win against Z.
I assume that AJ is Apollo Justice. Said, so we tried at their soccer game afterwards. Well, you got a fight? And Z chickened out like me and AJ thought she would. And then AJ started spraying Z with water. Okay. And then it turned into a water fight between the three of us. I'm so okay. That started bad, but then became wholesome at the end. So thank you for the 10 bits. Oh, that's right. Queen Katie. Nora was saying on Discord that you were trying to encourage her not to get in fights with people. Is that true, Queen Katie? I need to read some more in the chat, though. Yeah, so Vera, it looks like a new raid message from Queen Katie said, the bat swarm has arrived. Hear the queen shrieks as her bats take over the stream. All hail Queen Katie Bat. I gotta scroll in the chat. Oak says, Katie! Oak says, Vero! Joker says, Oak clears throat. I wear gloves. Queen said, oh, here's the one I'm used to. Watch out, the queen of raids and her bats are flying into your kingdom. Enjoy the raid. Vera said, I was just talking about arson. That's hilarious. Queen says, law, what timing? Hey, Joker, are we talking about arson or arson? Queen said, law, what timing? Oak says to Joker, technically, you are a criminal. Shinybot says, burn it all. Vera says, yeah. Queen said, yeah, Tales of Berseria is 80% arson and probably 20% dudes on boats getting blasted with things that are on fire. Joker said to Oak, no, I am Joker. I don't know why I'm just imagining you saying that like Patrick from SpongeBob with the, well, how does that bit go? Is this a Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick. You know that one? Oak says, exactly. And Shinybot says, yes, real good robot heart. Okay, good, Shinybot. I like you then. I like good robots. Let's see. Quicken said, Shinybot is not only a robot, they have rats. Oh, nice. Oak said, Phantom Thievery is against the law regardless of the morality. And I still want you to tell me what laws they actually violated. I don't think there are any laws in the books against going into people's mind palaces. Just saying. Shinybot says, yes, real good rat. So it's a good robot with good rats. I approve. Okay, let's play a little bit more and then we'll be back to the chat in a minute. So Shinybot, you can see like I catch up to chat in chunks. But because of that, I'm able to read every single comment. Actually, I don't even know if you're still here. You might have gone, this isn't the game I want to see. This isn't Reverse 1999. Might have left. Totally understandable if you did, but we'd love to have you stick around.
Objection!
Oh, wow. It's Franziska. I keep forgetting her voice sounds like that. As an official representative of Interpol, I hereby request that the suspect be... We don't have time for this. We must arrest Kay Faraday this instant. It sounds like you don't got jurisdiction, Gavel. How dare you take that tone with me, Whipper! Whipper, Franziska, finally use that whip on a bad guy. This is a gross overreach of authority. I demand that you give us more time to investigate. You say my investigation is unlawful. What could be more unlawful than this? Unfortunately, you no longer speak for the law. Indeed you don't, but I do. And while I can't help but be moved by your dedication to your friend, I have to agree with Verity. Speaking of the law, it seems there is one other we must arrest. Me? Are we gonna get arrested? Or is it gonna be Gumshoe? Don't arrest Gumshoe, arrest me, not Gumshoe. It better not be Gumshoe.
Ah, yes, I almost forgot. Miles. Oh.
Hey, what you talking about? Mr. Edgeworth was just doing his job. He didn't do anything wrong. He wasn't doing squat.
By which I mean to say, unfortunately, Miles is no longer serving in any kind of official capacity.
So we're going to say that we were tampering with a crime scene or something like that?
Oh yeah, since I missed his first appearance, thoughts on Excelsius?
Okay, so the things I noticed is that he's got all these prosecutor's badges all over his coat, which makes me think like this one has got to be like his one. And it reminds me of, I think I mentioned this either last time or the time before, whenever it was we first saw him. It reminds me of those old World War II planes you see in movies where they would put like a stamp on the side of the plane of the opposing army's symbol to signify every time they shot down an enemy plane. So I'm thinking these have got to be like the badges of prosecutors that he's had disbarred or something like that. The tears filling up his goggles are kind of gross. He's ripped. Dude's got some abdominables, some abominable abdominals. But I don't like him. I don't like him. He's clearly the bad guy. But the question is whether he is going to be the bad guy of this case, like that he is the murderer of Rosie Ringer, or if he's just the bad guy over all of the game and he's going to be the big bad in the next case. So those are my initial thoughts with Excelsius winner. He also makes me more sympathetic toward little Eustace because, I mean, on the one hand, he acknowledges that his son is a little dummy, but he's also being mean, and that makes Eustace a bit more sympathetic, I think. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I do appreciate that.
By which I mean to say, unfortunately, Miles is no longer serving in any kind of official capacity.
Huh?
Hey guys, guess what? That's
beef.
right, I got my beef cut off. I got a vasectomy. My hoo-ha has been chopped straight off now. I can no longer be accidentally impregned. I love veal, but he was an accident, boo.
Beef? I don't know if you realize this. When you get a vasectomy, they don't remove the whole package. They just go in there and there's some little snips that they need to make so that the things that lead to pregnancy no longer, like you should not have gotten that removed.
Beef doesn't know that.
I am so sorry for you, Beef. Wow. Beef, you have made a mistake. So are you just like Ken Doll Smooth down there now? All right, well, Beef, but thank you very much for the 50 bits and for the 10 bits there, Oak, and for that rather disturbing image of more than we ever wanted to know about Beef Longa's body longa. All right, once we get to some background music, I will read some more in the chat. You went too far this time, Mr. Edgeworth. You conducted an unlawful investigation. Worse, you aided and abetted the flight of a suspect. You are no longer even an ex-prosecutor. You are a criminal, nothing more. Oh, that reminds me. There was supposed to be a hearing today, wasn't there, concerning your conduct. I'll make sure it's officially rescheduled for tomorrow, although I fear I already know the outcome. Look at this as an opportunity to reflect on your actions, Miles. A chance to think long, to really think long and hard. So, but why even have this? Sounds like are we getting arrested too? Are we gonna play as Fender? Oh, I want to play as Gumshoe. Can we play as Gumshoe to do an investigation without Edgeworth?
This court is adjourned.
To be continued. Hey, we got to the end of this part of the case. Queen Katie, how many parts do we have left? I think you had said we were. I want to say you had said we were on part 4 of 6, but I could be wrong. So are we 2/3 of the way through this case now? Save my poggers. Yes, save my poggers. Save my poggers. Poggers. Save my poggers. I gotta read some more in the chat now. Oh wait, are we in the same cell that Bronco Knight was in? I keep wanting to say Horace Knightley was in.
April 6th, detention center holding cell.
Hey, it's my niece's birthday. Her birthday is April 6th.
Never thought I'd spend another night in here again.
Oh, that's right. He was the accused in Turnabout. Was it Turnabout Goodbyes? Is that what it's called? It was the final case in the main game, the base game of the first Ace Attorney before Rise from the Ashes, right? Now I can read some more in the chat. Oak says, actually, plot hole in Persona 5. Joker said, Oak, no, we are basically the cops, but better. Oak said, they don't actually have laws about supernaturally changing people's hearts, so technically the police had no grounds to arrest them. Yeah, like the only thing I could think is if they could have maybe pinned it for what happened to Okumura by just saying, well, your actions led to this, but of course it turned out that wasn't the case. But the actual, like, yeah, there's some principle in law, although it's in Western law, so I don't know if it has the same application in Eastern law, but the Western law tradition, I can't remember the name of it, but it's because there's like a Latin name for it, but it basically says you cannot be charged with a crime if the law wasn't made to make it illegal until after you'd already done it, you know? Joker said to Oak, it isn't illegal. Quigator said, also, I finally finished the Chinatown event on a wild cliffhanger. Nice. Oak said they didn't actually harm anyone physically, so it isn't illegal. Joker said, Logan, save me from Akechi. Well, Akechi, Joker, you're fine here in Twitch. You're only in danger if you go over to YouTube. In fact, Joker's over there saying, Logan, can you get Joker over here? Ren ama mia. I feel like I'm always saying that wrong. Anytime I say I feel like I'm singing Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia, get your butt over here. How about pancakes? Joker, I will trust your judgment. Akechi is calling for you, bellowing for you over there. Let's see. Vera says, I'm legally allowed to say that you won't get all that here. Wait. Oh, crap. What was I asking about? Says, oh my gosh, it's Oak. Hi, Oak. Oak says, Vero. Joker says, oh gosh, there's 2 Akechis now. Are there? Are there 2 Akechis? Vera says, I got some sort of notif about a clip I made being the #1 clip. Wait,
I think in the anime they pronounce it Amami-a.
Amamia. Something like that, Amamia. I like it. I can go with that. But yeah, every time I see it's like, it's a Mamma Mia. I actually don't know the words to that. I don't know ABBA. So I barely know that is a song by ABBA. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Oak. I appreciate that. Quickly said again, I wish we had a mine chest with Kay. This would be the perfect spot for it. Oh, crap. Have we still only done 1 mine chest this chapter? Because we did the one with Lotta. Was there one before that? Or do we still have one coming up that we still have to do? I can't remember. Vera said on Nora's channel. Oh, #1 clip on Nora's channel. Oak said to Vera, that's because you were being awesome. Said it won't even redirect me there. What was the clip, if you don't mind me asking? Over on YouTube, Akechi saying, Ren, I'm a mama mia. Come here. Said Logan threatened him, so he gets over there. Okay, Joker. Joker, I'm threatening you with a good time. If you don't go over there. But thank you very much. I appreciate you guys' rivalry. I think your friendship is delightful. Friendship, enemyship, whatever you want to call it. Oh, a pin message from Queen Katie, pinned by Vero, says, please pin. We still have another mine chest to do, and it's on this page we're on, so it's your only warning. Okay, so we might see that tonight. You might get to see me flounder and die again. All right, so let's play this here. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Once again, I'll read some more in the chat once we get it. Oh, actually, one more comment, because I see Opinion just posted over on YouTube, said another mine chest is coming up. So yes, we have that to look forward to. Oh, by the way, now that we got more people here from the community, before we get back in the game, I did want to talk about this really quickly. We've mentioned this briefly on stream before, and Rukov had put up a poll on Discord asking what we should do to celebrate the big 1K, because I'm currently at, I think, like, just a few away from 1,000 followers on Twitch. And one of the options he had placed was like a compilation competition. So maybe we could have another like your favorite clips competition. We could do, Nora had been bugging me to do a you laugh, you lose, as long as we have a volunteer to vet all the videos beforehand to make sure that they don't violate any DMCA stuff. We could do a you laugh, you lose. We could also do a bunch of different things. I do at some point need to do a fundraiser in order to be able to afford the upgrade of my computer so that it can keep running Windows after October. But I don't know how to do a fundraiser other than like, all right, in this stream, give me money. Like, what do you do for a fundraiser? Okay, let's play some more of the game, and then I'll be back to the chat in just a minute. And they stripped me of all the evidence we'd so painstakingly gathered. Oh, is our organizer empty now? Oh, we still have K's Yatagarasu pin. Wait, can we look closer at it? Oh, we can click on it. Were we able to do this before? This is the pin K always wears. It's shaped like the mark of the Yatagarasu, and it's very eye-catching indeed. I can't imagine any thief other than K would want to wear it. Can we flip it over? Is there something on the back? Okay, so I feel like the fact that we can do this means that there's gonna be something we'll find on here eventually. Can't even like clip this pin. Okay, well, it's there, should we need it. We still got all of our profiles, right? Yeah. Even if they did let me keep K's Yatagarasu pin.
I think for fundraiser you could probably do something like the affiliate anniversary stream where if you pay money you do things, like we make you do live mode.
We could do something like that. I think. We could do something like that. And thank you for the 10 bits, Oak. Another thing is that I think our buddy J Hutch VA was in here one time talking about. I'll get to you that thought in a second.
Here's a step-by-step on what to do. First, you tell me it will be so I can save up. Second, I pay enough money to have you showcase Transformers toys. You're welcome.
Vera, I can do that for you like anytime. Anytime that I'm not streaming, just be like, get on Discord and show me your toys. Actually, I probably shouldn't say that because then I don't get money out of it, and I probably need the money. But thank you for the kind, generous offer. Of course, we don't want to like dump all that on you because I think we talked to Oak, and it would be like a couple of $100. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I do appreciate that. And Oak, yeah, JHVA talked about doing what is it? A subathon, where it's like every time there's a sub, the stream lengthens like by X amount of time. And so basically you start streaming and you're just like, all right, I will go until the subs subside. Like every sub increases the length by like, I don't know, 15 minutes to a half hour, something like that. And eventually though, there comes a point where you need sleep, you stop it and then have to resume the next day. But that's a possibility. But again, I feel like that's not giving you guys enough bang for your buck. I want to make sure it's valuable to you all, you know? Anyway, let's keep playing, but I appreciate the brainstorming, and I'm gonna keep these ideas in mind, and we may use one of them. I hope I'm not coming across like too negative, like, no, I poo-poo on that idea. But all right, let's play some more, and then I'll read some more in the chat in a minute. Even if they did let me keep K's Yatagarasu pin, huh?
Yeah, if you want to get a meaningful upgrade while still being on a budget, it would probably be around $200 minimum, and also it would require work from clan.
That's true. That's true. To be honest, I feel like to be fair to him, we'd probably need to like raise funds that would pay him like a little bit of money, like some small stipend or something like that, you know? Like palm an extra 50 or $100 to him just like for going to the trouble, because he's already done like so much for me just for free. And with
How dare you poo-poo on my idea? This will make me wanna insist more on said idea.
Wait, are you saying that if I poop on something, you want it more? I don't think that my poop should make something more desirable, but perhaps that's just me. Perhaps I don't know what the people want. Perhaps all this time I thought you wanted video game commentary, but really you want the poo. But thank you very much, both of you, for the 10 bits each. I do appreciate it. All right, I can't help but worry about her. They better be treating her well. Well, I mean, she should be in the detention center as well. Maybe she's in the cell next door. Have you tried like passing notes or like tapping on the walls or anything like that? The murderer, it was me. I remember looking down and the person in the red raincoat was on the ground. Yeah, it was me, Mr. Edgeworth. It was me all along. I'm the murderer. I'm the murderer. ... Come on, let's go. You have a visitor. Okay, it's gonna be, he's probably gonna be Fender. I bet he's gonna be our lawyer for this, right? A visitor? Who? Oh, it's Gumshoe! Oh, it's even better. Someone by the name of Dick Gumshoe. Wait, what do you mean, guard? You're a co-worker of his. How do you not know him? Want me to send him away? No, though I'm not sure what even to say to him. Start by saying you love him and you're sorry for making him worry, bro. April 6th, detention center. Visitors room. Please, game, please let us play as Gumshoe. I want to play as Gumshoe. We got to play as Edgeworth in Trials and Tribulations for part of one case. We should be allowed to play a section as Gumshoe. Wait, didn't we already? Oh, we already did that earlier. Yeah, that's right, when he had the metal detector crap. Maybe they were like, we've already let you control Gumshoe enough. Wait there. Beep. Come in now. They're leaving me unsupervised. Oh, that's right. There's usually a guard whenever someone has a visitor. That's odd. Is Gumshoe here to kill us? Okay, that doesn't sound like something Gumshoe would say. He wouldn't say, forgive the intrusion. He'd be like, hey, good to see you, pal. Mr. Edgeworth, I miss you so much. I am going to assume this is, you know, I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna do a big swing. I'm gonna guess it's Eustace Winter. Forgive the intrusion. Oh, no, it's Cavell, darn it. Judge Cavell. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, take a seat. Oh, she's probably gonna try and cut us some plea deal. Like she'll let us out and not charge us with anything if we claim that we saw Kay do it, or that Kay, you know, if we could testify against Kay, basically. What are you doing here? I was told it was Detective Gumshoe. I imagined you wouldn't come if you knew it was me. What could she possibly want from me now? I suppose I'd better find out. Hey, present not my badge, but Kay's badge. Ms. Faraday is currently being interrogated about her involvement in the murder. You and the committee, you know what you're doing, don't you? You know that the wrongful arrest and persecution of an innocent person is beyond reprehensible. That's quite the slanderous remark. I would ask that you frame your outbursts with a little more care. Besides, she is not innocent. You merely wish that she is. I mean, okay, to be fair, we don't have evidence, but still. But let's read some of the chat here. Queen Katie said, oh yeah, I want to try some with my Stream Deck. Y'all be shocked. Oh, Queen Katie, I need to pick your brain about that, because I think I mentioned this once ages ago. I actually was given a gift of like just a really small like Stream Deck type of a thing, like a year or two ago, but I never figured out how to use it. And I would love to use it, but I don't know how. Queen said, I didn't type that in. It was Stream Deck. Oh, doing quote number 420. My life is complete. Moments before going into a hot tub with a fairy. Vera said, amazing. Queen said, I will abuse this. Oak said, I'm actually not shocked. I heard you gossiping about it in spoiler chat. Lesbian Wolf says, I'm scared. What if she actually did it on accident? I mean, I feel like we do know that she was attacked. and that she got amnesia from her injuries. So I do feel like in the real world, you'd be able to say justifiable self-defense, and that's not a big deal. But in this game, the couple times when that's come up, they've acted as if that's still a crime. Is that like illegal in Japan? Like justifiable self-defense? Because they've always acted like, no, we can't go with that. Or maybe it's just because like if we say that, we'll never catch the real killer or something like that. Oak says, Nora! Vera said, no fist fight, boo. Nora said, I wanted to fight her. Queen Gator says, yes. I don't know. I feel like I could go my entire life without fist fighting somebody and I'd be fine. I think play fighting can be fun. It's like, I'm gonna get you and wrestle you. But what are better ways than fist? Arm wrestling, leg wrestling, a good old. Okay, there's this thing. I don't know if this is exclusive to Utah or if you guys also have that there. We can have a good old fashioned pioneer stick pull. Are you familiar with that? What that is? That's where you sit down, face the other person with your knees bent and your feet flush against the other person's foot, so that like both your feet are there and they're against there, and you hold a stick, and it's like right above your feet, and you're both holding onto it and then on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, you start pulling, and you try to pull and flip the other person over you, and then you win, and it's fun. Also I see some more comments over on YouTube. Akechi says, Ren, mamma mia, come here, or I will hit thee, ... Shimmy, 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 shimmy. I don't know how to do that to music. Akechi says, okay, that's it. I will sit here and be sad until Ren comes here and notices me. Notice him, Ren senpai. Opinion says, why does Verity get a sitting down sprite, but not Edgeworth? Because Edgeworth is a gentleman, and he stands for ladies. I guess, yeah, good catch though. I didn't even notice that opinion. I'll read 1 or 2 more comments on Twitch. Queen Gator says yes. Nora says I tried to, and Vera says boring. Nora says hi. Queen Gator said she was like, I'm gonna go fight someone at school, and I had to be like, VOD watchers, I do not support this. I don't. Queen Katie is always the voice of the little angel on our shoulders. First she's like, hey, don't kill the squirrel, and then chat kills the squirrel. Then he's like, Nora, don't fight someone, and then Nora goes and fights someone. Nora said me and AJ were, oh no, Nora tried to. I said me and AJ were betting that Z would.
I want to say let's see what happens if I say it's Kaede.
That's a Danganronpa thing. I know we got people who haven't played Danganronpa. Thank you very much for that. Crystal, do you want to try again? Do you want to try again? And we'll see if it's a non-Danganronpa one this time. I was like ready with a button there. Wait, where'd it go? Did I turn it back on? Yeah, it's back on. Let's try one more time. So think if somebody had redeemed the Logan Clip Roulette. And if you're lurking, we will get back to the game in a minute. We're just kind of goofing off a little bit here. All right, so let's see what shows up this time. One are on your left. Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
We're saying that.
Whoa! Oh, that was a button! I had spent like 20 minutes wandering around trying to find a way to open that. So thank you very much for the clip roulette. I appreciate that. All right, let's play a bit more of the game. And then chat, I will be back to the chat again. I appreciate y'all being here. All right. Besides, she is not innocent. You merely wish that she is. You can't say that! Yes, I can. Watch. She is not innocent. You merely wish that she is. See, I said it. I can do that. Oh, brat. I was hoping she couldn't physically do it. You don't have conclusive proof. Nor do you have conclusive proof to the contrary. So let's not retread this tired old topic again. Burden of proof, lady. But again, I think she's gonna try and convince us to like save our own skin by testifying against Kay. Oh! She will go to trial, and the goddess will pass her judgment. There is nothing you can do to stop that. And there is nothing more to say on the subject. Instead, let us speak of the matter at hand. Oh, that was just from presenting evidence. I forgot. I thought this was actually us talking about stuff we were supposed to. Oh, and a poll has appeared on Twitch. A Twitch poll. Chat Sroovy. No consequences. Would you get in a fist fight? Yes, no, maybe. If I can choose whomst. If it's a baby or a puppy. You know, I will say if I can choose whomst. If there's no negative consequences and I could choose, yeah, maybe that'd be fun. Probably some people that deserve it. That'd be fun. Your visit. You may not be aware of this, but you are only permitted to meet with me meet with specially approved visitors. So I'm being treated like a dangerous criminal, am I? I suppose my reputation has rather plummeted. It has indeed, for you, of course, and your friends.
That attorney and the other girl were raising quite the fuss earlier.
Wait, other girl? Wait, Lada?
If I can choose whomst, yeah, sure. Logan, we know you would choose a puppy.
No! A puppy would be adorable. Ah! Thank you so much for the 10 bits. I do appreciate it. I do remember when my niece was like really, really little. One time there was like a little moving in party in the cul-de-sac across the way. And we all got together and we took my niece over there. And there was like a little tiny puppy. It was like a golden lab type of a puppy. And it was so rambunctious running around. My niece was probably like 1.5. You know, just a little toddler like going around. And sees the puppy and she's all excited running. And the dog was like the same size of her and like jumps up and like tackles her and knocks her down. You feel bad. So puppies can be vicious. But no, I wouldn't do that. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I do appreciate that. But I should probably play some game here. But I do thank you for the 10 bits. So, but hang on. I object to this game implying that Lotta Hart is one of our friends. Because she's like, oh, you're friends, that attorney and the other girl. The other girl's got to be Lotta Hart, right? She is not my friend. Go find Penny Nichols. Let her be the other girl. Oh, Emma. I forgot. I keep doing this. I keep forgetting that Emma exists. Well, you know what? Yes, Emma is my friend.
I saw them launch some extremely heated words at one of the guards.
No, you didn't.
You may thank the goddess in that regard, for even she is too busy to deal with each and every infraction.
Oh, so we were worried that they were going to get arrested for yelling?
They will not be punished for their bad behavior.
Did you come here just to chit-chat with me? You must have a lot of time on your hands.
Oh, speaking of which, Ms. Von Karma is continuing the investigation where you left off.
Okay, well, she obviously will want to find evidence to exonerate Kay because she likes Kay. I mean, we just can't tell Gavel that because I feel like that would be a conflict of interest if they find out, oh, this is like the defendant's aunt, that they'll probably want her off the case. Oh, and the poll is done, and the winner is If You Can Choose Whomst, with 50% of the vote. So thank you very much for the poll. I appreciate that.
I just thought you would like to know. I figured you would be worried about how they were all doing.
I hate to admit it, but she read me like a book. Oh, and your motive. Here, your motive, lady.
Let's cut to the chase, Your Honor. Why are you really here? I'm here simply to talk, nothing more. There is something I wish to know about you.
Me? Oh, is she starting to have second thoughts? Has she realized that she works for a bad guy?
Yes. Who else? Objectively speaking, you are highly intelligent and quick-witted, and I am told, hot. A born prosecutor at that.
Please, Judge Gavel, your sarcastic praise is all but salt in my wound. Please stop. Keep going. Please, stop.
Don't stop, please, I live for this. But I sincerely mean every word, Mr. Edgeworth, and it is why I failed to understand you. Take this latest case, for example. You were up against the very committee itself. You had no hope of succeeding. Even a child could have seen that, and yet...
Yes, a child could see that. Well, I'll have you know, I am no child. Wait, does that mean I'm dumber than a child? I don't imagine the old me would have ever been so reckless. But then, I found unnecessary feelings. Oh. The old me had power, and because of that, I thought that justice was always on my side. Just as you, see, justice on my side, justice you, and the committee believe now. But he's doing it. He's pulling a certain person, a certain man who shall go unnamed. Oh, that man changed my mind and my orientation. He made me reckon with my selfish and skewed sense of justice. He's wistful for his boyfriend husband. I should read some more in the chat, though. Can we get a say? Oh, I read that. Let's see. Nora says, me and AJ were betting that Z would chicken out because she's too nice. I love Z and AJ, even though all three of us ended up absolutely drenched in water. Joker says, Persona, Arsene. Lesbian Wolf says, Joker, Persona, hi. Joker says, hi. Queen Gator says, by the way, chat, if you have a quote y'all love, do let me know. I want to add so many quotes to Instant Send someday. Oh, and another poll has appeared on Twitch saying, chat Sruvi, would you fist fight Logan? No consequences. Yes, no, maybe. I'd choose Puzzle/Vero. I prefer not to answer. Well, since I can't fight myself, I'll say, yeah, I'd fight Vero. I'd fight you, Vero. In like not like a fist fight. Well, I mean, I'd fight you, but like a non-violent fight. Let me take a look over at YouTube. Let's see. Akechi says, I'm big sad. My feelings are hurt. Oh, it's just because of Joker. And then Akechi says, red with a crying emote. Oh, it's so sad. But yes, go ahead and cast your votes in the poll. Lesbian Wolf says, I think phantom thieving is considered to be like brainwashing and stealing. Well, except you're not stealing anything real. And brainwashing, the question is, like, what laws would apply to that? Because usually it'll be against very specific actions, but these are like magic, huh?
Fight puzzles and Transformers knowledge.
Ooh.
Boo.
Ah! Aw, you made it a booby. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, I appreciate it. Vero, are you ready to fight me in Transformers knowledge? Are you ready to have a Transformers knowledge trivia off? There are plenty of Transformers fans who could mop the floor with me, who know every single background character in every comic book, who never had a toy or anything like that. But yeah, Vero, let's do it. Bring it on. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat, then we will get back to the game because I feel like I'm getting behind already. Nora says, and then also my mom's door handle, the metal is peeling off at the top and now have a giant cut across my finger. Owie, no! Make sure that you wash that out. You don't want to like risk getting, if it is real metal, you don't want to risk getting tetanus or something like that. Joker says to Lesbian Wolf, no, Quigata said also, Logan's about to finish page 4 of the guide, I think. Okay, so that's where we are, so I'm not too far behind. And Joker says, quote that, quote person. Vera says, huh, what? I totally missed. Joker said, whipper, use that whip on a bad guy. And then Vero adds the quote. Joker says, perfect quote. And Nora says, I'll BRB. See you when you get back, Nora. Quigata says, quote. And Vero says, I miss Eustace. I do hope that he becomes a good guy at the end. I feel like he will, because he's just a dummy. I don't feel like he's full of himself, but he's not like malicious, you know? He's cocky and he's arrogant and he's dumb. But I want him to be a good guy at the end. But a certain person changed my mind. He made me reckon with my selfish and skewed sense of justice and rocked my world. And once the scales had fallen from my eyes, I began to look at people differently. I saw that I was only able to be an effective prosecutor thanks to the efforts of those around me, including Gumshoe, right? Ah, there we go! Detective Gumshoe, the many investigative officers of the force, and even Kay. It changed me. The degree to which it changed me still surprises me to this day. I see, thank you. I feel that perhaps I understand you a little better now. So is that really all she came here for? Maybe she is having second thoughts about her boss. I'd assumed, yeah, that she was gonna have some evil plea deal for us. You understand me? I highly doubt it. Someone who is so focused on forcing their idea of justice onto others can't possibly see what I see. Is that so? Is that what you truly believe? I will say one thing. This has been a very interesting conversation. That is all. ... Before I go, there is one remaining matter. Okay, now she's gonna do the evil plea deal thing, right? I was asked to inform you that the date of your hearing has been confirmed. It will be held today in the trial chamber. The committee sends its warmest regards. So they're going to do it without me even there? If that was all you had to tell me, you could have just sent a message. And entrust the goddess's words to another. That wouldn't do now, would it? Until then, Mr. Edgeworth, I'll see you again very shortly. You better curtsy on your way out even though you're sitting. Seated curtsy. Goodbye. Bye, lady. Nora's probably sad because her crush is gone. April 6th, detention center, holding cell. Don't know what time.
They confiscated Edgeworth's pocket watch.
All right. Can we control myself yet? Can I invest? I can control myself. All right, let's save. Because I don't think we've even done that yet tonight, and we're somehow already over an hour into the stream. And let's start investigating some crap. Let's take a look in the toilet, first of all. Toilet. There's a note on the wall next to the toilet. Sorry, we are currently out of toilet paper. Please make the necessary mental preparations before using the toilet. It's not asking you to come prepared with paper. The mental preparations are, what you do, this is a life hack, y'all. You hold it in as long as you possibly can until you build up so much pressure that you can just pop that out without it touching the sides. There you go. What sort of mental preparations can one even make? So maybe I just have to examine everything. The window is barred with heavy steel. That reminds me of a movie I once saw. A prison inmate hatched a plot to escape using a file to cut his cell bars. I won't be doing that, of course. For one thing, I don't have a file on me at the moment. What am I saying? I wouldn't do it even if I had one. I'd use it to file my dainty fingernails. Okay, so what all can we investigate? We can look at that. We can look at the bed. Oh, maybe the hole is still going to be under the bed. We can look at the bookshelf. We can look in the mirror. I have a feeling if we click the wrong thing, the game is going to advance without us. So I'm going to be really, really annoying. And I'm going to save after every single thing that we look at. So that if the game tries to advance, I'll be like, nope, and reload the game and see what we missed. So we've looked at the toilet. We've looked at the window. We can look at the door, the mirror with the sink, the table, and the bed. So let's just start over here and work our way around the room clockwise. There's a poster in the corridor outside. We regret to announce that due to the warden's arrest... Oh, that's right, I forgot. She got arrested. The Die of Destiny game will be discontinued. Oh, did they have a board game night? Did we ruin their board game night? Just because we arrested a murderer? I'd like to think of it as her ruining board game night by doing a murder. But then again, maybe I'm just blaming other people. Inmates will no longer need to roll a die every morning to determine their meals for the day. What? Okay, that doesn't sound like a fun game. I mean, unless like the bad roll still gives you a pretty darn good meal. I mean, if the bad roll is like, here, have a celery stalk, and that's it. Not even some peanut butter in it. We wholeheartedly apologize to those who are looking forward to their daily casting of the die.
Can't believe Logan ruined the inmate's D&D session.
How dare I? How dare I? I just hope none... Here's the question. For realism, do you make sure that none of them play lawful characters? Or do you make sure they all play lawful characters as part of the rehabilitation to learn what it means to be lawful? But thank you very much, Vera, for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. Did anyone really need an apology for the cessation of such a ridiculous idea in the first place? Okay, and like I said, I'm going to save after every single one of these. I feel like it's like when we were in, Carcerado's jail cell, and I'm just worried about the game going without me. I want to see every single, because that was delightful. We learned a little something about the eating and die rolling habits of peeps. Huh? With the papa?
Second option, they find loopholes in being lawful.
And that, crap. Yeah, I don't know if that's really teaching them good lessons. But maybe it's not rehabilitative. Maybe it's just strictly entertaining. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. We gotta get some background music so I can read some chat. I feel like I'm slipping farther behind. I've barely spent any time in here, and already I can feel my personal appearance slipping. I may have given up my badge, but I mustn't give up on myself. Oh, my collar. It's slightly creased. There, tapping my forehead fixes my collar. A tidy outside begets a tidy inside. Which is why it's more important now than ever to take care of myself. So let me go take a pee-pee. There we are. Oh, I forgot to lift the seat up. Oh, well, I can't wipe it without... you know what? There'll just be a small stain. Wash my hands. That's me washing my hands. You can see them moving. There we go. Now sit down to do some light reading. There's a menu here on the table. It seems that detainees are able to pay to have their meals brought to their cells.
What looks good? Spaghetti and mac and cheese lunch. Add linguine for only $1. Basmati and brown rice special. For a limited time only, add regular white rice at no extra cost. It's probably for the best that I'm not very hungry.
Yeah, I do not see Edgeworth as a mac and cheese kind of guy. Okay, so that means the last thing to investigate is just the bed. So maybe the game isn't going to be mean, or maybe we just lucked out with where we started. All right, we should see if the hole is still in the bottom of the bed, because then we can escape.
A very basic bed. I can't say it was very comfortable to sleep on, however. I imagine Detective Gumshoe would sleep soundly on it nevertheless, loudly snoring all the while. Me gently being spooned. I suppose we'll probably never get to work together again. Oh, if only we had spooned in real life when we had the chance.
Learn that lesson, chat. Never postpone your spoonment. If you have someone to spoon while you can. You never know when one of you is going to get thrown in prison.
But I don't have any regrets about the bed I've made. I will follow my own path to the end.
Oh, so we just had to investigate everything. Well, that was fun.
Oh, footsteps down the hallway. Do I have another visitor?
Ah! Oh, and Kay. I just was upset at Excelsius. Kay! Oh, sad music plays. The sad music that sounds like it belongs in a Final Fantasy game. Now I can read some chat, finally! Joker said, are the quotes random, or can I pick out which one I want? It could be both. If you just type quote, you get a random one, or you can do quote and then the number, and you get the specific one you want. Vera said you can pick based on numbers, and let's see. Vera says, for example, and then Queen Katie says, Betty with a heart. Queen Katie said, Vero, did you just have that quote on memory? Because it has Betty. What was the quote? It says, oh, all Betty wants is to watch somebody die. Is that so wrong? Vera said, nope, it was just purely a coincident. A coincident. That is a singular coincidence, apparently. A coincident. Queen Katie says, wow. Oak said Beef Longa still has his what would be the word we could say? These nuts? Vera said, Betty is always with us. Queen Katie said, Betty Hart. Indeed. Vera said, perfect voice. Oh my gosh. Wait, for whomst? Oh, it's for Excelsius, do you mean? Queen Katie said, also, what do you mean Betty's case was all the way back, quote, 155, and we're on 565? Vera said, I love his voice. I know, right? Queen Katie said, page 5 time. Oak says, we have a freakish amount of quotes. Oak says, where's Crystal? Quitoe. What? Wait, who said Quitoe? Was that you just now? Oh, Quitoe? Who said Quitoe? So somebody said Quitoe. Oh, we got a pin message here. Oh, it's a long pin message. Oh, it's a screw your courage to the sticking place. Frowns in confusion. Screw your courage to the sticking place. Hey, Blackwell, screw your courage. I love that bit. Vera, I was so happy. People seem to like the Fop Doodles clip. I very rarely will post clips that are like just myself doing random things. Although I did recently do the one where we got that pop-up that Steam did not want to kill us anymore because they're changed to their arbitration rules. And at the very end of like, if I disappear, it's because Valve killed me. I was half tempted to like stop posting for a week so people would think that I had died. But I'm also very excited about the clip that came out today. It was the big Chidori revelation at the end of Persona 3 Reload. And not a whole lot of people are watching it, but I feel like some people are enjoying it, maybe. But thank you very much for the pin message. I appreciate it. And Joker said, that's a crazy quote. And Vera said, 100 plus quotes and we're still playing AAI 2. Queen said, I don't know where Crystal is. They were chilling in the stream earlier. Vera said, the person or the evil Crystal? Evil Crystal! Queen said, our Crystal, the knight! She is but our humble knight, y'all. Vera says, laughing. And Joker says, I'm back from ads! What did I miss? Oh, did you have to refresh the stream? Because I still don't know which is worse, pre-roll ads or midstream ads. But Joker, Akechi is still missing you over in the YouTube chat. Oak says, boo, rip, boo. At least that's how they pronounce it in the dub. I just realized that Vero asked that, and Vera said, I can't see what the clip is. I'll read 2 more comments, and we'll get back in the game. Quigita said, pin, please. Oh, that was pinned earlier already. And Joker says, no, not a good time. I got to go over there. And then the next comment, JK, he can deal with it. Oh, and actually clicked in the game, so now we definitely got to play for real. Thank goodness you seem all right. That's a load off my mind.
Ah, such a heartwarming scene. It's enough to sniffle, make a grown man cry. Oh, sploosh. But you're not your usual cherry with the pa-pa-pa.
I actually watched that clip just before stream. Like legit, my list of priorities before stream was 1. Finish show with my dad 2. Watch Chidori clip. Boo.
Ah! Well, thank you so much, Oak, first of all, for the 10 bits and for the comments. I wish it would, like, take off because I spent so much time on that. Sometimes it's nice, like, editing the Elizabeth fight took a long time, and a lot of people watched it, got like 50,000 views. So I'm like, there we go, my hard work paid off. This one took me so long because it was like almost 3 hours, or not 3 hours, excuse me, almost 3 minutes long. And yeah, almost 3 minutes long, which it takes like hours to make, like a clip that long, at least the way that I do it. And so I'm like, I hope people watch it. I hope people like it. But thank you very much, Oak. I really appreciate that. I appreciate your support and everyone's support. Y'all go check out my TikToks. I get so happy though. I still need to start responding to YouTube comments, but I got a notification saying somebody commented on one of the Persona 3 clips saying, make sure that you play Metaphor Refantasio next. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, I'm way ahead of you. Those clips are going to start in about a month or 2. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. But you're still not your usual cherry. I mean, you have to stay positive, Kay. You didn't do anything wrong, even if you murdered the person. I assume you had a good reason for it. In fact, I guarantee you didn't. No, you have to let it go. There was this weird guy from a different country out there with a flowy scarf who kept saying, let it go and move on and let it go. Plus, I just saw Frozen, because this game takes place in the past. I'm the murderer. I know that now. But you're not! You can't be! Why don't you have any faith in yourself? You know, tell her that if she can't have faith in herself, she should at least have faith in the you that has faith in her. Do the Gurren Lagann thing, you know? If you can't believe in yourself, believe in the me that believes in you. How can I, Mr. Edgeworth, where there is no me left to believe in? None at all. I don't think that's true. Before you lost your memory, we spent quite a bit of time together. About 5 cases worth, if I recall. 6 maybe? How many were in the last game? And I dare say, you left quite the impression on me, yet still not quite enough for me to legally adopt you. Sorry about that. So you see, there's still plenty of you left. That's why I believe so much in your innocence, and why you should believe in yourself too. Thank you. Anyway, I just confessed they convicted me. I'm off to be executed. Bye forever. But I can't. It would just cause more pain for the both of us. Please, you have to forget her. Forget that, Kay. She's gone. This is so sad. And then she leaves. Kay, no! Oh, you remind me of my younger self, you know. So noble, so bold. This is the justice you and the committee stand for. Justice? I suppose you could call it that. What's he up to? Why does he keep lighting things on fire? Why is he going to such lengths to control everything? I can't shake the feeling that something is very wrong here. Is there some hidden agenda at play? Ugh! It's no use. Sorry, there is no time to second guess myself. I'm going to find out what it is. It's now or now. Oh, are we going to do a mind chess against this guy? Well then, my boy, I suppose I should be. Wait! Would you like to play chess in our brains? Into the brain chess dimension with me? Ah, we're doing a crap. I need to save. This is going to be awful. We're probably going to spend 45 minutes just floundering and dying here. Well, I'm going to. Y'all are going to spend that time laughing at me. Oak says, dark mode, I mean. Vera says, but you get busy. Oak says, I'd quote, get on Discord and show me your toys. Vera says, fire. Nora says, I'm back. And Vero adds the quote, I'm talking about literal toys. Oak says, add quote, no, I poo-poo on that idea. Lesbian Wolf says, lurk, I'm gonna read some comics. It's gonna be DC Comics again. Enjoy, Lesbian Wolf. Thank you for the lurk. Queen Kid said, BRB gonna nab wafers. Vera says, I'd quote, no, I poo-poo on that idea. Vera said, not what I said. Oak said, Logan, you underestimate your value. But, well, you know what it is? I'm operating on the Price is Right rules. Because if I ever overestimate it, I lose the game. So I gotta make sure I'm always underestimating it. But thank you for always being so nice and supportive, Oak. Nora says, to Oak, I started another song in medley today of a melody that I made 2 years ago. Oak said, yeah, I think getting the upgrade and paying Clam would be like $300. Also, it technically doesn't need to be Clam, just anyone willing to replace your motherboard. I think, well, he's always busy, but if we can like give him money, it might be a good reward for him for always being so cool with stuff like this in the past. Vera said, we played as Gumshoe, though I'd forgotten, but I did remember. Queequeg said, I'm back with the wafers and milk. And over on YouTube, Opinion is saying, spell of instant chest dimension. You know what this is? Uh-huh.
Logan, normally I'm all for being nice and supportive, but there I was talking about the value of literal poop.
Oh, Oh, you were saying I'm underestimating the value of my poop. No, I don't think it's valuable. It's literal crap. I do not value my poop. But thank you very much, Oak, for the 10 bits and for the clarification. And you know what this is? I just realized, you know what this is? This is a domain expansion. Edgeworth is domain expansion. Mind chess dimension. If I'm here, I'm guaranteed to land a hit, and if I do, the person will have to confess to his crimes. Why is the chairman so intent on seeing Kay charged with this murder? It doesn't make any sense unless he's the culprit. There must be some rhyme or reason to this madness. He's got 4 chess pieces. That's isn't that as many as Lotta Hard had, or did she have only 3? I can't remember.
Come now, Miles, I'm a busy, important man. I can't be wasting my precious time talking to you.
The only way out of our current predicament is through Chairman Winner. Okay, I'm trying to remember the tips you guys gave me last time, because I was really floundering. I think you guys said if the person looks angry, is it if the person looks angry I bide my time? Or is it that if the person looks angry I don't? Which was it? Which way did it go? I don't remember, but that's okay. I'm gonna die. There's so much to ask, and so little time. Let's start by trying to find out why he rushed to have Kay arrested so quickly. All right, did we save coming in here? I can't remember. We probably did, but I'm gonna do it again just to be safe. Okay, save. I can't just let this happen. I'm getting answers if it's the last thing I do.
Mind chess comments.
Why the rush to arrest Kay? Why were you so keen to push through Kay's arrest? I've yet to hear her satisfactory explanation.
An explanation? I'm not entirely sure what you mean.
Don't give me that! You know exactly what I mean!
Tut, tut. I advise you to moderate your tone, dear boy. Need I remind you of your position? Oh, fire.
I bide my time.
And suppose we did let your friend go free. What then?
What do you mean, what then?
Think how that would look, my boy. And who would have to take the blame?
Me. That's okay. Would you take the blame because you didn't find the culprit, or would you take the blame because you're the murderer? Excelsius. Bide my time. I'm just gonna keep doing it. If he's fiddling with his lighter, I'm gonna guess that means we bide our time.
You're right. Keep your mouth shut. That way you won't say anything foolish.
Crap! I did a dumb thing. Sorry, but I can't stay silent forever. Not while Kay's innocence is still in doubt.
Oh, you're breaking my heart. Just look at this flood of tears spilling out. Please, just leave it alone, will you? Things were coming along nicely until you interfered. Oh.
Coming along nicely? What do you mean? What an odd thing to say. Coming along nicely? That's a pretty strange way of putting it.
It's almost as if you wanted Kay's arrest to happen. It certainly doesn't sound like the statement of an impartial representative of the law.
Oh, he exploded at first try.
You think so? Well, that wasn't my intention. Has it occurred to you that you might just be overthinking things a little?
Chairman Winner certainly knows how to dodge a question, but it doesn't change the fact that serious doubts remain concerning Kay's arrest. Next, we'll need to press him on whether he really believes the investigation was sufficient. Okay, so we made it through one part of that. Let's save again. We can't allow any of his statements to go unexamined, no matter how trivial they may seem. So we made through the first part unscathed. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat then. Let's see, where did I leave off? Crystal is saying, Qtoi. Oak says, because to replace your motherboard, you have to take the old one out, unplug every cable, take out the RAM, install the new CPU in the old RAM, attach the CPU cooler, screw in the motherboard, reinstall the graphics card, then plug all the cables from the power supply. It's basically rebuilding your entire PC. To be fair, most of these steps are pretty easy, but the cables are awfully... Yeah, I wouldn't trust myself to do it, though. Oak says, easily the worst part of building a computer. Queen Gator said, the Steam Deck Mini. I'd love to help out with any problems. I just don't know, like, what do you use it for? Queen Gator said, leg wrestling? That almost sounded dirty. No, what that is, have you guys not leg wrestled? That's where you both lay down on the ground, on your backs, but your heads are pointing different directions with some like overlap next to each other so that like your hips are in about the same spot. So you're laying basically like that if these represent your legs. And then you go like 1, 2, 3, and on 3, you take up your legs and you hook your legs around to the other person's legs and you try and flip the other person over, if that makes sense. Have you guys never done this? Queen said, Logan, that explanation does not help. Said, heh, lol, stands for ladies. Oak says, Edgeworth stands for ladies, but he bends over men. And there was a shout out there. Crystal says, Nora, away. Queen said, Nora, look away. Crystal says, away, Nora. Queen says, phew. Crystal says, close your eyes. Nora said, I did not, don't worry. Crystal says, I'll try again. And Joker says, too bad a catchy. Oak says, Nora has no eyeballs. Crystal says, laughing. Queen says, a Zelda clip? That's so rare. And Beef Longa. Oak says, Beef Longa has no... I won't say that word. It's a proper anatomical word, but I won't say it. Garlic! How you doing? Says, holy cow, I just played Tears of the Kingdom. Well, good timing coming in. How you doing, Garlic? Over on YouTube, Opinion says, angry is by time. That kind of sounds like... Am I allowed to say that? I don't know what words are. I didn't mean trust. It's not a swear word, but it's a thing that like ladies of a certain inclination do with one another. But no, because it's just one leg. It's just you stick it up in the air and then you hook them and you try and like flip the other person over. It's leg wrestling. I can't be the only person who's heard of this. Is this a Utah thing? I don't know. Let me read just a couple more quick comments and we will get back in the game here. Oak says, I get into a fist fight with Elon Musk. I want to punch him. Nora said, yes, I want to fight people. I want to fight Z tomorrow if we go outside. Oak says, actually, Logan wouldn't fight a puppy in a fist fight, only a foot fight. He's a kicker, not a puncher. Vera said, I was going to say it was Mqua. Says Emma. Oak says, was one of the guards Le Guard? And then Vera says, ooh, that's possible. Vera says, Oak says, objectionally speaking. And Nora says, I'm playing a sadist in English. What does that mean? Well, what sadist are you playing, huh? Okay, I need to mentally prepare myself for the next round of Mind Chess here, because this game is hard. We can't allow any of his statements to go unexamined, no matter how trivial they might seem. One of them may just give us the breakthrough we need. Hang on, what was it that we said that we gotta look for next? Whether he believes the investigation was sufficient. How much time did you spend investigating? There we go. How much time was spent on your investigation altogether?
Well, now, let's see. You know what? I'm not sure I can remember.
And I'm sure you can! You won't bluster your way out of this one!
It's not bluster, my boy. I honestly don't recall. It's a problem when you get to my age, you see.
Didn't we establish that? How old is he? I thought he was like 56 or something like that. I mean, that's older, but not like old enough to have the memory problems usually.
Why, I even forget my own son's name sometimes.
Never mind your fool of a son! Answer me! How long did you spend on the investigation?
Sniffle, you're right, of course. The boy's a fool. I never meant for him to grow up like that, but... Oh, woe is me, Sniffle. He's only too happy to derail the conversation no matter where I take it. I have to force him to take this seriously. Let's try another tack for now. You were the ones calling the shots, weren't you? You can hardly say your investigation was sufficient, and you're the one who called all the shots, weren't you? Including the decision to have Kay arrested. Oh, I'm afraid I'm nowhere near as influential as you think, dear boy. You're the chairman of the committee. It doesn't get much more influential than that. Not that I care about such things. Not that I care. Sussy Baka? You wound me. It's enough to drive an old man to tears. You will have to forgive me. I'm not the deferential type. Well, if you're going to insist on being so blunt, then I'm afraid you won't be seeing your prosecutor's badge again anytime soon. Sniffle.
I don't need that badge yet. Oh crap, I should have bided my time. No, because the lighter is when we bide his time. He was crying. Let me make something clear once and for all. That badge isn't the be-all, end-all for me. Far from it. I'm not concerned with titles or roles. Even you must understand that much. Fire. Oh, sweet Fire. So young, so very young. A word of advice, Miles, from somebody who's been around the block. You're hopelessly naive, my boy. Idiotically so. Well, that certainly got under his skin. He might be less guarded in his answers while he's in this state. Now's my chance. So want to go, how much time do you spend investigating? We'll do this and we'll be able to get under his skin this way. How much time was spent on your investigation altogether? My, you really don't give up, do you? But even my patience has its limits, you know. What a coincidence. So does mine. Now, answer the question, do you believe that your investigation was sufficient or not? All right, right now, by the way, I feel like we're on a good path. I am going to stagger another save just in case we screw up after here because I don't want to have to go back and do all that again. So we're going to do like before and like pick 3 different saves to kind of stagger through this mind chess thing here. Do you believe that your investigation was sufficient or not? Oh, the youth these days are wont to be reckless. Makes me want to put you in your place. You're going to regret that, my boy. Bide my time because he's playing with fire. Well, maybe you do know your place. Oh, crap! What's the matter? Scared? Hardly. I was just thinking about how to best proceed. Getting answers from the elderly requires sensitivity. They can get quite emotional after all. You have no common sense whatsoever, do you? Don't you understand? Your fate rests in my hands. Bide my time some more because he's still playing with fire. Hope I'm doing this right. Let's say you do manage to get some answers from me. There's nothing you can do with them, so why not give it up, dear boy? No. Just no. And why not? It's simple. Because I'm not about to let the truth escape me. Interesting. I think I'm beginning to see what makes you tick. But what you're doing is pointless. Tragically and miserably pointless. Please just give up. Sob. She's guilty. The decision has been made. Oh, that's another thing. The decision has been made. Let's again save. We're going to keep staggering our save, so we're going to catch that. The decision has been made. What an odd thing to say. So the question is, though, is Excelsius answering to somebody? I had assumed he's like the big boss of the committee, right? So is there somebody that he's answering to? Is it going to be the king of Zhang Fa or the president or whatever, the guy that we saw before? Because that has to tie back into Zhang Fa, right? Okay, so Here we go. There we go. The decision has been made once again. Your choice of words intrigues me. It's almost as if Kay's guilt had already been determined from before her arrest.
What are you trying to imply?
That you plan to have her arrested.
I'm implying that things haven't gone as they normally should. In fact, everything. Ow!
Thank you, Oak. Thank you, Oak. I will read some chat as soon as we get some music back. Thank you very much. So I was getting too caught up in the mind chess. I should stop playing games and just chat with y'all. Thank you very much.
In fact, everything has proceeded as if Kay's arrest was the end goal right from the start. Well, Chairman Winner, was it?
Ah, okay, we exploded 2 chess pieces. We're doing great.
That's certainly an intriguing theory. But it's also a complete work of fiction, and I'm afraid I don't have time for such flights of fancy. I think it's time we brought this shabby little farce to an end, don't you?
No! He's trying to make his... No, he can't escape. He's got 2 chess pieces left. No!
He's trying to make his escape. We must confirm the legality of Kay's arrest before he slips away.
Okay, so I think we're still doing good. Let's save again. And I'll pause for a second to read some more in the chat. Well, where are we? Are we in I think this is the one that we have. This one right here. Yes, save this one because we're staggering our saves. Let me read a couple comments in the chat. Oak says to Nora, question mark. Nora said, no further questions, please. Oak says, I have further questions. Nora said, I'm playing a sadist. Oak said, that can mean so many different things. Garlic says, a certain person reference. Oak says, like you're acting as one. Nora said, I'm acting as a sadist for my English class. Okay, we gotta guess what it's, you're probably like doing a unit on some book. What book would that be? I'm going to guess The Scarlet Letter, because didn't that have the one guy, Chillingsworth, who would always like self-flagellate? Or crap, or was it Dimsdale? Which one of them self-flagellated? Was it Chillingworth or Dimsdale? It's been forever since I've read that book. Oak says, oh. Nora says, yes. Oak says, why? Quicket said, why do we keep getting gun quotes? What was that? We have the power of gun violence. Yay, Metaphor Fantasio, January 4th. Nora said, for funsies. Oak said, do you have to perform or something? Nora says, no. Well, kind of. Oak says, are you just trying to prank your class? Vera said, bring it on. We're fighting in a parking lot. Said, no, I'm losing that easily. Oak says, brainwashing isn't against the law. Yeah, but the easiest non-violent thing to fight about. And Queen Katie with the lurk. Gonna edit the clips I took during my own stream with a stream deck. Thank you for the lurk, Queen Katie. We'll see you when you get back. Let me pop over and take a look at YouTube. Let's see. Oh, and Joker popped over there, said Ren, question mark. Wait, is this a different Joker? How many Jokers do we have? Is it the same Joker as over here on Twitch? Did you finally go over there to say hi to Akechi? Akechi, you have a Joker. Here, let me have a sip of water. We'll be getting back to this in a second. Crystal says, chat, Crystal chooses temporary death with the 104 Fahrenheit temperature. Crystal, please tell me that your place has air conditioning. Where you live, do you have air conditioning? Because you're like 10 degrees away from it being like really dangerously hot. Oak says, how long are your thumbs? Me? Says, because Logan's thumbs look long? Like that? Okay, I gotta talk about something. Speaking of fingers. I get so annoyed by these. Have you guys seen these clips where people post on social media? Where they'll say like, here's this thing that is impossible for a human being to do. And all it is just, it's bait for engagement. People say, no, I can do it. But for some reason, this one is annoying me so much because someone had a picture of a hand. It's like, did you know it's impossible for your index finger and your pinky to like touch each other? And shows the person like trying like, oh, I can't do it. And it's like, no, I can do that. Look at that. There, they touch. It's fine. It's really easy. But I'm like, I'm not going to reply to that because then the person wins. But also, I need people to know I could do that, because it's easy. And it's bullcrap. Vera said, wait, let me check mine real quick. Oak said, frowny face, I'll throw ice at you. And Vera said, just so I learned, there's a sandstorm out thanks to this. No! Oak said, Logan caused a sandstorm? Sandstorm, Vero? Sandstorm, Transformers reference. Oh, and Shingo just popped over to YouTube. Said, did they send the calling card yet? I don't think Edgeworth has. Edgeworth should. But we can't yet because Kay's the thief and she still has amnesia. But how you doing, Shingo? We must confirm the legality of Kay's arrest before he slips away. Okay, here we go. It's faint, but the truth is finally beginning to emerge, and I'm not about to let this opportunity pass me by. I'll say Kay's innocent! Kay is innocent!
No, my boy. That's just clumsy. Anyone can blurt out a baseless assertion like that. Even a disgraced superstar prosecutor.
Okay, crap, I lost already. You know what, we're just gonna... It's no good. I don't have enough information to take this any further just yet. Yeah, we're gonna scum our saves, because we just barely saved. Which save slot was that? Was that 16, I think we just did? Yes, there we go. So let's try that again. Because I'm a shameless save scummer who scums all his saves, yeah. Because I just felt like I have questions sounded too wimpy and weak. I felt like I should have a declaration, because like, isn't that the thing they say? That if people are less likely to want to answer your questions than they will be to want to correct you if you're wrong. And so as I have a question, it's like, screw that, I don't want to answer a question. But if you say he's innocent, they'll want to correct you, yeah? So let's try this. I still have questions.
Wait, we are not done yet. I'm tired of all this talking, so make it brief, will you?
What grounds do you have? Obviously want to know who gave the order, but I feel like we can't ask that yet.
Based on everything I've heard from you so far, it's clear that Kay's arrest is entirely unfounded. Yes, I think we're all familiar with this particular refrain of yours by now. But I'm afraid it doesn't matter either way. You don't have what it takes to secure her release anyhow. How dare you take this so lightly as a man of the law? My, aren't you a rude little boy? But my fuse is only so long.
Bide my time! Because when he's lighting things on fire, we bide time, yeah?
Honestly speaking, I don't have the time to waste on every last question you can dream up. I have certain responsibilities to attend to, you know. I really am quite the busy man. Or are you just pretending to be busy, That's an awful thing to say to a fragile old man. I work harder than I should at my...
Don't say fragile. Look at the six-pack on this bro here.
I ask you, my boy, what could I even hope to accomplish by putting up such a pretense?
You've been trying to make me feel sorry for you. Trying to avoid talking about the case.
You obviously don't want to talk about the case anymore. That's why you're so keen to get out of this conversation, isn't it? It's just so tragic, it really is, that you would suspect me of such things. It's not a suspicion, it's a certainty. There were no clear grounds on which to base Kay's arrest for a start.
Okay, I feel like we're doing good. I'm gonna do another save. We're gonna stagger it in case I'm mistaken and we're about to like lose some hit points here. But I feel like we're doing much better on this mine chest than like the last 2 or 3 that we've done. Let me read a couple of comments in the chat, though. Crystal says, the ice melted while it was in the air. It was boiling hot when it hit Crystal. No! Oak said, Logan, that's Darude. Wait, what was Darude? Or is it Darude? Crystal says, Vero, please don't become sand. Vero said, too late. Ash, baby, no! Hey, look, it's Blue. Blue is back! Says Edgeworth, the ladies' man. Blue, are you still there? I, as you can see, I'm behind again. I'm so glad that you came back. So much of the time we'll have people who will follow on one stream and then I never see the people again. And so I'm so happy that you're here. How you doing, Blue? Oak says, Edgeworth, the Phoenix's man. Blue said, that's more accurate. Oak says, Logan, stop crapping on the toilet. Why? That's where it goes. That's where it goes. Oak says, Dungeons and Dragons prison. Let's see. Eglin, how you doing, Eglin? Said 100% forgot I had this up while I went to make food. Eglin, how are you? Welcome. I'm sorry they forgot, but I'm glad that you're here. Vera said, Lol, welcome back. Bone said, just beat the second Dungeon of Strikers, and I've been extremely enjoying it so far. Eglin says, hi. Garlic says, D&D is hard enough to schedule, hard enough to schedule enough. We'll never finish with all the murder. Well, although, I've never been to prison, but I feel like scheduling D&D sessions in prison would probably be easier than real life, because like, well, what else are you gonna do? Got somewhere to go? Unless you're getting executed that day or put in solitary confinement, you're available for D&D. Queen Katie said, unlurk, I'm back. I had gold clips. Thank you for the unlurk, Queen Katie, welcome back. Let's take a look over on YouTube. Shingo says, the 3 Jokers I meant. Ooh, you mean DC Comics, The 3 Jokers by Jeff Johns? Said, well, made my best friend angry, but it'll pass. Well, to be fair, if you're not safe scumming, are you even playing Ace Attorney? Thank you. That is the way to look at it. Let me read just a couple more comments here on Twitch. Oak says, Queen Katie gold clip, the audio engineering plugin that I want really bad, but it's $200. Eglin said, was gonna play games with a friend, but he had homework to do first. Well, I'm sorry your friend had homework to do, but I am selfishly glad that means that we get to hang out with you. Queen Katie said, I don't know what that is, lol, but I just had really good clips for my stream. And then it says, chat, shush, don't tell Logan. We're about to get a mind chest jump scare for real, for real. Garlic said, I failed this mind chest way too many times. I feel like I'm doing better on this mind chest than like the past several. Knock on wood. We've only had to save scum once, and it only was like a small hit point hit, so maybe we didn't even really need to. But let's keep going. Let's see how we do. There were no clear grounds on which to base K's arrest for a start.
Now, my boy, let's not get carried away. There was plenty of evidence to support our case. The mask, the letter, the corsage, these were all in her possession. And of course, her confession. More than enough to prove her guilt, I'd say.
But those are pieces of evidence. F. Fire. Okay, we're gonna bide our time because it's gonna be fire.
What's the matter? Struggling to come up with a way to explain everything away?
Bide my time.
Well, there we have it. Your silence speaks volumes.
It's true I can't counter your argument right now, but you did let something valuable slip. A suspiciously detailed knowledge of the evidence against Kay. He rattled off that list like he knew it inside out. I think that might prove to be a valuable clue. Okay, so we're back to this. Kay is innocent. This is what we got before, but now we have a clue. I probably shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. That was a mistake. I should have said I still have questions and asked a different question. Kay is innocent.
No, my boy. That's just clumsy. Anyone could blurt out baseless assertion like that, even a disgraced superstar prosecutor.
Okay, we're gonna scum our save. That was a rookie mistake on my part. Like, as soon as I did that, I realized my mistake. But the problem is that I'm just... the timer! It makes me rush and panic. So we're gonna go back to that, and we're just gonna quickly get to... and we ask more questions. Because I think the next thing we ask is, like, who ordered it or something like that instead of whatever. Oh, yeah, okay. So now I'm a boy and I get carried away. Yeah, so he has all that evidence he rattled off.
That was a rook. Emus A.
Or in this community, it's a rook. For Rukov. Yes, it was a rookie mistake, but just like you would eat a cookie. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Oak. I appreciate it, and for catching that as well. Okay, bide my time. And then we'll get where we were, and we still have a question. We'll just ask the other question this time. But you did let something valuable slip. Suspiciously detailed knowledge of the evidence against K. That's gonna be important, apparently. And I still have questions. Wait, we're not done yet.
I'm tired of all of this talking, so make it brief, will you?
Who gave the order? Who gave the order? Who decided that Kay should be arrested?
You know, I can't seem to remember. Don't ever get old, Miles, my boy. That's right, die young. Die. It wreaks havoc on the memory.
Time to deploy my clue. Oh yeah, memory. You remembered all the evidence well. You got a good memory. You're not an old man. Young man who looks old. I'd appreciate it if you'd stop playing the old man card. You remembered the details of the evidence against Kay pretty clearly. Perhaps if your memory didn't fail you only when it was convenient, I'd be more inclined to believe you.
My rook didn't explode. I'm fine.
So let me ask you again, who gave the order for Kay's arrest? Let's save again, because we made progress. We're getting farther into this. Oh, these things are stressful. Read a couple more comments. Okay, say no gosh. Veer said, I forgot how much I put effort into AA5 quotes. Shout out me. Said the Fop Doodles clip was amazing. It was. Quickie said, Chad, what kind of milk do you like? I like 2%. I like 1%. 2% is in second place. After that, I'd rather have whole milk than skim milk, because skim milk is disgusting. But 1% I feel like is the balance of just the amount of cream that I like. But as I said, 2% is acceptable as well. Oak said, I just use whole. Said the Chidori clip was great. And Quicket said, yeah, if I can't do 2%, then I do whole. And Vera said, whole milk all the way. Oh, I will also say, one time I tried 0.5%. That was as bad as skim. That was is not enough cream. Yeah, Vera said whole milk all the way. Oak said, I love seeing Logan clips. They are so fun. Nora said, does anyone here draw with Procreate? Vera said, I do. Oak said, I used to. And Quicket said, oh, thank you, Nora, for saying draw, because I would have been a whole different question. Yeah, what else do you say? Do you create with Procreate, with procreation? Let's see. Okay, we'll play a little more. So let me ask you again, who gave the order for Kay's arrest? You're a sharp one, I'll give you that. My son could learn a thing or two from you. If he wasn't such an incurable numbskull, that is. It's a tragedy, really. So I wonder, is his wife just really dumb? Where did Eustace get the stupid gene? Or was Eustace dropped on his head as a kid? I don't want to hear about your son. I want to know who authorized the arrest. You're very mean. You know that, don't you? The arrest, you say? I believe the order was given by... Is he gonna say Eustace? You, of course. There we go. Come now, Chairman Winner. We both know it was you. Oh, we got it! All right, you got me. You got me. You got me. You make it sound like it was somehow a bad thing, though. For some reason, the phrase "you got me" it's been ruined for me by Breaking Bad. By the one scene, what was it like? Yeah, wow, these bags are so heavy. What's in them? Wait, no. That was where he says like the Bills. What is it? You got me. Oh yeah, where it's like WW. Well, wait a minute. Maybe Walter White. You got me. And just I love it. It's such a power move. But I have a reputation to uphold, so I guess I'd better clear up this little misunderstanding. I'll entertain your questions for a few more minutes. Let's see if I can't put your mind at ease. The key thing to do now is save. We exploded his chess piece. We need to save. Well, yeah, this one, 16, that's where we're at now, right? Save. And I'll read a couple more comments in the chat again. Nora says, yikes. Quigita said, I think the jump scare mind chest is coming up now. Crap, am I still from before the mind chest started? How long have I been mind chessing? Oak says, dang, that line actually hits really hard. And I remember Logan's K voice. Wait, which line? Oak says, oh yeah, Celsius, Edgeworth definitely boned. Wait. Oak, are you saying that Edgeworth and Celsius, the two of them have boned? You think the two of them boned? Nah, they don't know each other well enough to go to the bone zone yet. Queen Kitty says, dang it, he didn't get jump scared because I figured out what was about to happen at the last moment. Queen Kitty said, I was jump scared by this mind chest starting while I played the game because Miles didn't do his usual smug thing. Queen Kitty said, but at least Logan can suffer from this other thing, burning to death from this mind chest because I hate it so much. I feel very proud of myself that I've done better on this one than the other ones. I feel like both of my mistakes so far have been like dumb little mistakes. Okay, the key thing to do now is to establish how intimately he knows the details of the case. That's right. We're about to get intimate with this case. I just have to ask the right questions. Bloop, 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 bloop. And I believe I saved, but we're gonna save again. Just because it's after the hit points have been restored, so save. So we have to know about Excelsius's intimacy. Is what we need to ask about. The end game is at hand. We're but a few moves away from the truth. Tell me what you know about Kay. You seem to know an awful lot about the case. Kay is innocent. You know an awful lot about the case. How about that? You seem to know the case in quite some detail. I know a lot of things, my boy. I'm just smart like that. Too bad the same can't be said about the way you handled Kay's arrest. Lighter. bide my time because he's playing with fire.
Oh, I'm a very busy man. Do try to remember that I can bring this little chat to an end whenever I so choose. It's only taking so long because you won't give me a straight answer on any of my questions. If only you'd stop giving me the runaround, we'd be done already. It's like all of my times with that man. Everything's taking so long, and I'd be like, we'd be done by now. And he'd be like, well, turn around. Turn about. That's what it is. Turn about. He always turns me about before we... Anyway, moving on. So let's try this again. You seem to know the details of the case quite intimately. Why is that? Because I read the case file. Not exactly the most thrilling use of my time, of course, but it's part of the job.
So my guess is what Edgeworth has figured out is the reason why he knows all this so well is because he is either the murderer or at the very least helped in framing Kay on behalf of the murderer. I think the murderer is either him or Gavel. I don't know which one of them. Because, yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Needler and Hilda Hertz in a long time, so it's not gonna... The game isn't gonna pull one of those two fine ladies out of the game's butt. Ladies don't come out of your butt, but this guy might. Look at that. I mean, with that beard, he'd probably just splurch right out of that butt.
Not exactly the most thrilling use of my time, of course, but it's part of the job. I have to be a good role model. I can't be seen to be slacking. It can be so hard. Sob.
Hilda, come back and take your clothes off.
No!
Boo.
Ah! Honestly, the boo is less scary than the content of that TTS. But thank you for the 10 bits, I appreciate it. Let's read a couple more comments in the chat, though. Quicket said, literally the longest mind chess so far, I think. I had to zoom out the guide to see all of it on the screen. And again, I'm feeling good that I'm doing pretty good. Maybe I want to say maybe I've finally gotten the hang of it, but I think I've probably just been lucky. Bone with a timestamp 1:21:34, so I'm about 35 minutes behind. Not too bad. And Oak with a clip. Let's load this up on the clip viewer. If anyone is lurking or doesn't know the deal, whenever someone posts a clip into the Twitch chat, we load it up on the clip viewer so we can all watch it together. Crap, Oak, why does this keep happening to your clips? It's doing the same thing. The video download was canceled. Please try again. And this is like the third time it's happened to one of your clips. I'm so sorry, Oak. I don't know why. Okay, so we can't. Oak, I'm so sorry. Does anybody know a way to fix that? Was there some from Shingo over on YouTube is saying, Excelsius, this guy is just such a mess. He must be a relay racer because he just keeps running around the topic. I'm surprised Edgeworth wants anything straight, but okay, straight worth it is. I'm sorry, Oak, it's titled, like I can see the title in the thumbnail on the chat. It says Logan's Value, so I assume it's about the poop. Sorry we couldn't watch my poop together. I know, the clip just won't come out. The clip just won't come out. Y'all were wanting to see my poop come out and you couldn't. Oak says, I audibly laughed at that domain expansion. I need to force Nora to watch Jujutsu Kaisen. She's been forcing me to watch Kakegurui and Other Side Picnic, which she owes me. Isn't Netflix doing a live action Kakegurui? But unfortunately, it looks like that they, unlike One Piece where they're like, yeah, let's stay like faithful to the visual element, things look different. So I'm curious if it's gonna be good. I hope it's good, but I always worry. Oak said, Celsius, please stop wearing goggles if you're gonna cry this much. It's gross and unsanitary. Vera said, free eye drops. Oak says, what are the goggles even for anyway? Maybe in case he falls in a swimming pool. Or to collect the tears. Maybe his cheeks chafe if they get drenched with, like he gets rashes if they're too wet, too much. Vera says, for things to go swimmingly. Nice, high five for that. Oak says, Vera, I'm giving you $100,000. Vera says, I win. Oak says, Stream Decks are great. It's basically just extra buttons for your computer that you can program to do literally anything. Quickita said, okay, so you can use Stream Deck for, of course, streaming stuff. I use mine to change my scenes, mute my microphone, and put in commands with a click of a button. Maybe that'd help out then. I should look into that. Oak says, makes everything so much more efficient. And Vero says, quote, man, apparently Persona users come back to life after they've died. Logan, pretty much lying. You watched that clip. I appreciate that. Okay, let's play the game here.
But I had some time on my hands, so I read the whole thing from cover to cover.
But you keep saying how busy you are. You busy man. You busy beaver man.
That's strange. I could have sworn you just told me you were a very busy man. I'd say the cracks are finally starting to show.
Wouldn't you? I do notice that this guy's mind chess seems to follow logic, I think, better than Lotta's or Larry's did. So I'm going to use that as an explanation. Also, who's the other person we did? Was it Gusto that we had a mind chess against?
If you're so keen on being an upstanding leader, you can start by releasing Kay, you know. You really don't give up, do you? It's a moving sight indeed, my boy. Oh.
How is he not dehydrated by now? Tears are salty. It's probably removing all the salt from his system. He's gonna get like an electrolyte imbalance and start like vomiting or passing out or something.
But a tragic one too. After all, your efforts are for naught. Oh, I'm afraid your little friend was found unconscious near the scene of the crime.
No, she wasn't. She was found wandering the streets. She wasn't found unconscious. This guy found her unconscious and then framed her, right? Am I misremembering? Wasn't that what Needler said? That like she wandered in or something like that, or was wandering the street and they took her in? Did I just, yeah, did you see exactly where she was found?
We have yet to hear much about the circumstances in which Kay was found.
Or maybe I'm misremembering.
She was lying unconscious in the storeroom, correct?
That also would mean this guy knows about the storeroom. Or whoever found her knows about the storeroom. Or just had reason to be down in there. Wait, no. Lotta was down there and Lotta didn't find Kay.
That's right, although I'm not at liberty to tell you how I know that.
He knows things even we didn't. In fact, he seems to be aware of every tiny detail about this case. All right, let's save again. I feel like we're making some progress. We got to get out of this mind chess. I'm not gonna say it's completely not fun, but it's more stressful than I'm used to. Visual novels are usually just so fun. It's like, yeah, I just read stuff. This is stressful.
This could be a valuable clue.
Tell me what you know about Kay.
The suspect Kay Faraday. How much do you know about her exactly? I know that she's the suspect. Aside from that, not much else. Cross my heart, but it's true.
Time to deploy my clue. You know every other detail about the case.
Sorry, but the more you tell me, the less sense your story makes.
For one thing, you know details that even those investigating the scene were not aware of. Why is that?
Just how much do you really know, Chairman Winner?
And it's still not exploded. I mean, to be fair, that's just his queen. We can't checkmate a queen.
Oh, there's that intimidating face you like to make again. Well, two can play this game. How do you like me now?
Bide my time.
I do have to commend you on your doggedness. It really is something. I'll take that as a compliment. Take it however you like, but wrap this up, will you? I just don't have the stamina anymore. She's the culprit, the only possible suspect. Just accept that already.
Let's save again, because once again, I feel like we're making progress. We deployed our clue. We're gonna keep scumming our saves. Only took the second last case of this game for me to get the hang of this mechanic.
How much more evidence did you want us to load her down with, for goodness sake?
Load her down with? That sounds like somebody who forged evidence and is framing a person.
Load her down with? Yet another interesting turn of phrase. One that makes it sound a lot like the items Kay was carrying might have been foisted upon her. Impressive. You really do pay attention, don't you? It's no wonder they used to call you a prodigy, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. I think you know the answer to your own question by now. Why don't you just go ahead and say it? I want to hear it from you.
I just don't have the stamina anymore. Yeah, Excelsius, I know about your erectile dysfunction. You're 68 years old. Good.
Ah! Is that how old he is? Thank you very much for the 10 bits oak. I've heard, I don't know if this is true. Maybe this is an urban legend, but I heard that like in the younger generation, there's been like rising cases of ED just among like young men in like their 20s, and probably because of like internet pornography addictions or something. Is that an urban legend or is that true? But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. But I do like this. Excelsius sees what Edgeworth, and he's just like, just say it. Just say it, bro. That's kind of a power move. Thank you very much for the 10 bits. Oak, let me read a couple more comments in the chat, though. Quick said, but you can also use it for other things if you get the right plugins. I have some for Discord, YouTube, and my Ping Tuber program. Anything goes if you have the right plugin / command for it. Oak says, I don't have an actual Stream Deck, but I have something similar for making music that you can also program to do other computer things. Quick said, in fact, Logan, I also have a program on the Stream Deck for ... My hobby of doing spoiler clips and name facts for you. That's awesome. I saw the button that you that you posted the image of on Discord. I don't know if you saw the comment that I made, but the fact that I was in black and white made it look like I had died or something. Vera said, I've heard about leg wrestling. Thank you, Vero. Garlic said, bit late, but he rides the motorcycle, so maybe they're all for that. Oh, on his coat here? I mean, oh no, the goggles. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, we haven't seen him ride a motorcycle, but it's kind of a motorcycle leather jacket. That, you know what, I will accept that. I believe that, Garlic. I think you're probably correct. Quick said, I have an entire folder on the Stream Deck for posting spoiler clip links to this chat, so I don't have to copy paste them. Oh, that's really cool. Oak said, someday I do want to get a Stream Deck of my own, but I want to get the big one. It's a lot of money. And Quick said, Excelsius is 68 years old. All right, let's get back to the game. We're almost done with this mind chess. I can feel it. I can taste it.
Why don't you just go ahead and say it? I want to hear it from you.
It's finally time to shed light on the truth. Now the question is, when we accuse him, is he just gonna go like, "Up, you got me, but nothing you can do. You can't prove me. Yeah, prove it. You're stuck in prison. Later, I'm getting away with it." All that's left to play one last move. Oh, pin message. Oak said, Logan, why can you taste mind chess? When you guys weren't looking, I licked my screen. I'm not proud of it, but I did it. I'm sorry, but you know, sometimes you see a 68-year-old man with rock hard abdominals and you're like, I need to know what this scenario tastes like. K is innocent. There we go, we finally got it. K is innocent.
No, my boy, that's just clumsy. Anyone can blurt out a baseless assertion like that. Even a
Wait, this is the same thing I said before. Oh, there we go.
Time to deploy my clue.
The clue is just like, you covered it up. You framed her. Except I know it wasn't her. There we go. Ah, okay. Is this it? Have we finally finished the mind chess? This is the best I've done on mind chess since the first chapter. I'm very proud. Kay was framed. The true culprit set it all up so that she would take the fall instead. That is my answer, and I won't let you deny it any longer. Okay, but here's what I'm wondering, though, because, like, we've been doing this chapter for quite a while. Is he going to get away with it, and the next chapter is going to be, like, exonerating Kay and getting her conviction overturned? I have a sinking suspicion that might happen, and I'm worried about young little Kay. Although she's, like, 17. I mean, although sometimes 17-year-olds can get tried as an adult for murder. I don't know. Let's go. I won't let you deny it any longer. Oh, we did it! Oh, his beard! Oh, his beard! Oh, good. I was worried we might have to see his chin, and I assume his chin is very, very, like, unpronounced.
Oh, my, you really are a sharp one. It's a bit of a shame you chose to hand in your badge. I admit it. You're right on all accounts. And that's checkmate. Except you're stuck in detention. Like, you can't do anything. Mind chess, checkmate. You knew Kay wasn't the real murderer, and yet you still had her arrested. What's worse, you thought you could get away with it. Well, you won't. Not if I can help it. Why, as soon as I walk out of this room... Oh, fiddlesticks. There you go with that naivete again, my boy. I guess that always was your problem. Just scratching my arm. Oh, no, getting out a lighter. With the girl arrested and a conviction secured, this whole mess goes away, and that's what will happen. Okay, let's save for one thing, because we finally got out of that mine chest. We can just get back to normal game mechanics from here on out. Thank freaking goodness. And I need a sip of water. I need to hydrate after that. Sometimes mating an old man takes a lot out of you. Oak says, maybe one day I can justify getting a studio version because it's 1U and designed for broadcast and production. Bone says, oh, Stream Deck. I heard Steam Deck. I might have accidentally said that at one point, but yeah, we're talking about the Stream Deck, little button thing. Vera said, I've had McDonald's for the first time in 2 years earlier today, and it was surprising, and it was disappointing. Not only they gave me a paper straw, oh no, but the burger tasted different, like they changed something about it? I don't know what, but they changed something I don't know. I'm sorry, Vero. To be fair, McDonald's isn't like high quality to begin with, but at least you know what you're getting. I think McDonald's is like it is to like hamburgers what candy is to real food, you know? But I'm sorry, maybe they just made it wrong, but the paper straw. I had one of those one time. One time I was out of town in, where was I? I think it was in Washington, D.C. And I was at the hotel restaurant with some friends, and they had paper straws. And at first I didn't think too much of it. It's like, okay, this kind of sucks, but whatever, it'll be fine. It's like waxed. But no, like halfway through the dinner, it's like getting all soggy and it's awful. Vera says, suffice to say, I'm not gonna get McDonald's for a while. Maybe go to a different one. Vero, come out here. We'll treat you to McDonald's. Bone says to Vero, never got a paper straw there. Vera said, I don't know why they gave me a paper straw. Quicken said, no, McDonald's has definitely gone downhill over the years. The last time I went there, it was for the Genshin promo they had. That was it, lol. Vera said it came apart midway through the drink. Bone said, this guy is obsessed with fire? That seems like it could escalate a bit. It almost did. I'm gonna call it now. His breakdown is gonna be where it all lights up and burns up and he's gonna be like bald and singed. Quicken said, gotta grab some chips. Vera said, maybe the Celsius from his name implies that. I remember when his name was Blaze. And there is a, cause it's a game from Oak. That is how far behind I am. Let me take a look over at the YouTube chat. Shingo says, Logan! Maya was 16, her first accusation. 17 is nothing. Well, she was very advanced for her age. Most young weird girls like don't commit their first murder till 17, but Maya, she was just, she herself was a bit of a prodigy. Huh?
Hey, I made that prediction the second I saw him with a lighter. Boo.
Ah! I mean, it makes sense. Okay, so I gotta tell you guys a really quick story one time. And it's actually not that interesting of a story, but okay, so the improv show that I do, and thank you very much for the 10 bits, so I appreciate it. The improv show I do, what we used to do, like way back in the day, is the beginning of every show, we're doing the announcements. One of the things we would say is to the audience, like, hey, this is unscripted, so we can't guarantee anything that's going to be said or done, but we do try to keep this a family-friendly show. But that goes for all of you as well in the audience with your suggestions. We don't want you shouting out like R-rated stuff with your suggestions. So keep in mind, if that happens, like we may have to punish you by pulling you up on stage and doing something embarrassing to you. And not like a good kind of embarrassing, haha, like you'll really embarrassing, make you feel bad, embarrassing. And the way that we would jokingly talk about this, we had one of our guys, a guy named Russ, we'd say, and that punishment will be dished out by our very own Russ. I won't say his last name for doxing purposes. But anyway, and what we'd sometimes do for a while, we had this bit where we'd like open the curtains, it would just show him doing something menacing, like holding a baseball bat or something like that, and then it would just close. And it was a funny little bit. Well, at one point it got more and more elaborate, and one time he was trying to think like, what'd be really, really funny to do? And so he started like getting other people, so he'd have someone, he'd like smack him with a foam noodle. And so one time he brings the guy out, and he takes this long paper towel strand and he shoves one end up to the guy's nose, pulls out a lighter and lights the bottom of it, thinking it'll just like slowly kind of flicker like, oh no, the fire is getting close. It's like a fuse. That's not what fire does. He like lit it and it immediately just went like straight up and he like freaked out, like knocking it out of his nose. So don't do that. Chat, be safe with fire, please. But once again, over on YouTube, Opinion is saying, what do you mean? We've been doing this case for a while. Isn't this like the 6th stream of it? I don't know if that's close to the end for you, but most of the time, it feels like we're getting close to it. But him admitting it is too easy. Something's still gonna go wrong. But I don't know how much we can actually do in the cell. So I have a sinking suspicion that Kay is going to get like actually arrested, possibly convicted, and that the next chapter will be about saving her? Maybe? I don't know. Shingo says, hold it! I'm wrong. She was 17. Shingo says, Excelsius is from Celsius and Blaze was from fire, so they both relate to that freaking lighter. All right, let's play a little bit more here.
With the girl arrested and a conviction secured, this whole mess goes away, and that's what will happen.
But whose interests does a conclusion like that serve?
The committee's, I suppose. And mine. Oh. You know, listening to you just now, well, it really got the tears flowing, I have to say. It was poignant and heartfelt and sincere and utterly infuriating. Oh, look, I'm not perfect. I know that. But your lack of sophistication in these matters is beyond the pale. You insist that the truth is more important than anything else. But would you do the same if you knew what the real value of the truth is?
What are you trying to say?
When you get to my level, you don't uncover the truth, you make it. Little by little. Kay Faraday, murderer. That's the truth. The truth I created. Gna! Yes, my boy, that's what I like to see. You're so sincere sometimes, it's painful. It just makes me want to put you in your place. Knowing the real truth will get you nowhere. Because that's how much it's worth. Nothing. Shocking, I know.
But why not go after the real killer? How much do you even know about what really happened?
You're still not getting it. That's your truth. And it is worthless. Mine is all that matters. You understand what I'm saying, don't you, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor? I have all the power here.
I'm enjoying this guy's lines. I don't know if you guys are enjoying as much as I am, but I'm enjoying him. Curse you! He's a good villain, yeah.
Well, aren't you menacing? You and your little friend are just as bad as each other. Violent criminals who deserve to be locked up.
You'll pay for this!
And with that, yet another person disappears from my life. Oh, it just makes me want to cry and cry and cry. Goodbye.
Wait, is that the end of this chapter? No. I'm not planning to disappear just yet, Chairman Winner. There's still the hearing later today. Just you wait. One way or another, I'll prove Kay's innocence to the world then. Oh, so we are going to that? Okay, we are here. Okay, let's look at all the people we got. Wow, look at these judges. You can really play spot the Yu-Gi-Oh protagonist with these folks, can't you? Yeah, this guy is just neatly combed hair, arm down the side. This dude can't even see anything. This person looks like a 12-year-old's idea of what a judge looks like. Huh?
Is that Kamoshida?
Oh, this guy over here. Oh, he kind of does look like Kamoshida. He's the only one that got like a detailed. Well, I guess these two have detailed poses. I think it is. That is Kamoshida. So this guy is Brock from Pokemon, but with like less fancy hair. This guy, I don't know. He reminds me of Waldo from Where's Waldo, but with like glasses that you can't see the pupils. But yeah, that's Kamoshida. So he has done highly inappropriate things with everybody on this table here. This lady thinks she can fix him, but she can't. And this guy actually died like 2 hours ago, but nobody's noticed yet. It's actually really tragic and dark, but he is dead. And that's Cavell. Why is Lana still here? I don't like her. And Kay's here. She's nice. And then there's Eustace. I hope this will be the chapter where Eustace finally starts to see the error of his ways.
April 6th, 8:30 a.m., Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence, Chamber. 10 members. Over a majority are present. I hereby call this meeting to order. We are gathered here today to assess the professional competency of Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Here in the sight of the goddess, we do solemnly swear to pass fair judgment and fair and frank judgment.
Isn't this like this whole thing with the goddess of judgment? Because like Cavell is treating it like a real goddess as opposed to just a statue and a symbol. I do feel like this is kind of an overstepping of the separation of church and state. I could be wrong. I won't go to the politics of that. I'm just from a strictly legal standpoint. I'm not sure this is allowed. Oak says, playing chess while watching Logan play mind chess in the background. Vera said, I love how the music speeds up. Nora said the answer was 12 Angry Men for why I'm playing a sadist. Oh, I like 12 Angry Men. Garlic said, that's a movie. It's also, I think there's a play version of it. It's easy to do it as a play because it's like 90% of it, 95% of it's like in one room. Crystal says, yeah. Vera said, Sandstorm mentioned, what the heck is a triple changer? Nora said, my stream lagged so bad. Quicken said, I'm so proud of Logan right now. He's doing better than I did back when I did this one. I'm proud of myself too. That mind chess was relatively pain-free. Oak said, I'm back from playing chess. Low-key, I went crazy. Got like 40 Elo in like half an hour? Less than half an hour? What's Elo? I beat someone 150 Elo higher than me. I should get ice cream and just be like Katie for real. Quicken says, oh wait, what's happening here? Oh, I gotta scroll up. It just skipped down a little bit. Crap. Did comments disappear into the void? Wait, hang on. Oh, no, it didn't. It just made me skip down for a little bit, but they haven't disappeared into the void. I found it. Quinkit said, depends what kind. Oak said to Queen Katie, Friendly's forbidden chocolate. Queen Katie said, then I say yes. Queen Katie said, captions, no. Captions, F doodles. No, it wasn't F doodles. It was fop doodles. Eglin said, hot take, any milk is nasty. What about my chocolate milk? What about my beloved Ovaltine? Maybe, Eglin, maybe you just need to be warm and have dissolved old banana in it. Would that make it better? Oak says, yeah, F doodles. Vera said, gasp, I drink milk once a day at least. Gonna allow it because it's true. Oak says, Celsius, you B-word. Don't you dare badmouth Eustace. Vera said, and Vera allowed the term you B-word. Oak says, I need to rewatch Breaking Bad. No, I'm saying Phoenix and Edgeworth boned. This is great case. High five on that pun. Said that reads like Eustace line. Eustace voice, I know a lot of things. I'm smart like that. Well, maybe Excelsius is dumb too, because he admitted to that, and he just thinks he's smart. Oak says, ad quote, you seem to know the details of the quace? Did I say quace instead? Vera said, I want to quote the butt quote. Quiga says, ad quote, ladies don't come out of your butt, but this guy might. Vera said, I guess I will. Oak said, hey, I was about to say that. Quiga said, keyboard slam. Vera says, nice. Quiga said, it's quote 569. Nice. Oak said, great X69 quote. What did I do wrong to make Twitch hate me? Vera said, Oak is just hated. Nora said, the live action KGG is great. KGG is Kakegurui. No, because there's the live action Japanese one, but they're making like an American live action version. Like they're working on it. I don't think it's out yet. Or maybe I'm mistaken, but I think it's like coming out soon. So I don't know about that. Oak says, ad quote, sorry we couldn't watch my poop together. The clip's just not coming out. I know you wanted to watch my poop together. Correct it. Said, watch my poop come out. There we are. Oak says, fixed it, whoops. Vera said, what's the difference? Did I get the right one? Oak says, yes. Vera says, okay, whoop. Oak said, poop together versus poop come out. Please don't pin that. Okay, I'm gonna pin that. There we are. Vera said, you make me want to pin it. Oak says, fine. fine. Oak said, why are you asking me? Vera said, yeah, I imagine asking girls about this. Oak said, I am the ED expert. Vera said, that's why he has no girlfriend. Oak says, Logan, why can you taste mine chest? Did you lick the screen? Hey, said it before. I said it before you did. Gugita said, not gonna lie, the mine chest background reminds me of chocolate. Oak says, ad quote. Why are there so many ad quotes? Sometimes you gotta see a 68-year-old man with rock hard abs and you gotta know what the scenario tastes like. Said lots of quotes this stream. And Vera says, ad quote, as the quote. All right, I should check over, I think YouTube is the same, right? No, there is more on YouTube. Shingo says, Lada, go home. That's not your family. Said, wait, why is this hearing still happening? He's already given up his badge. He gave up his badge and he's like in jail. Put together, and I thought Gavel made it sound like they were just gonna have the hearing without him. I mean, honestly, if he is the murderer, either him or Gavel are the murderer, one of them, then this is probably the worst thing they could do because this is giving me an audience to expose the two of them for their crimes in front of everybody. Fair and frank.
Don't make me laugh. Verity, if you would be so kind as to summarize the case against Mr. Edgeworth. On April 5th, despite having been advised of the illegality of an investigation he was conducting, the accused refused to desist and eventually had to be detained by myself and Chairman Winner. His actions compromised the investigation into the murder of a certain defense attorney. And despite having been presented with copious evidence of her guilt, he continues to insist that the suspect, 1K Faraday, is innocent of all charges. Okay, I gotta ask also, because she refers to Rosie Ringer as a defense attorney, but wasn't she on this committee as well? I gotta double check on that, because I assume the empty seat was for her. There we go. Yeah, served on the committee alongside Judge Cavell. Okay, just making sure. Because otherwise he'd say, okay, well then whoever the empty seat is, maybe that'll be a bad guy. And also I should probably unpin the message that I pinned. It's only funny for like a little bit. Perhaps you could explain the details of the murder to us as well?
And to the audience, apparently, because it's been so long since we've investigated it.
Of course, on the morning of the 5th, the body of the victim was found here in the committee chamber. Further explanation will be provided by
Eustace! By our little winner chicken supper? Me, Eustace Winner, Premier Prosecutor, Adobe Premier Prosecutor.
The floor is yours, Mr. Winner.
The murder itself happened late on the night of the 4th. The 4th is the day before the 5th. The victim was Ms. Rosie Ringer. Oh, whoa, okay. I forgot about the masks. I got mask jump scared. So these are all the people doing the auction. Dude, look, they're in the same positions. This person right here, the one that looked like Kamoshida, is sitting there in the same freaking pose. And next to him is a girl. Oh, wait, we should check if this person has a beard. So then we'll know if it's just the committee. And that's gonna be Excelsius over here. So yeah, we'll check to see if this is the person has a beard or if they're just borrowing the room. That same night, an illicit auction was being held here in this very room. Because if they're all in on the auction, then yeah, they're just gonna go, oh, okay, this is convenient. Yeah, get rid of him. I don't want to look into this. Ringer took part in that auction. I think, yeah. Meaning that the murder took place sometime during the auction. When she was found, Ringer was dressed in an outfit that matched the description of the auctioneers. However, due to the fact that the auction carried on after the murder had occurred, I deduced that Ringer was not in fact the auctioneer. Okay, but here, okay, question. If they think Kay is the murderer, how do they explain that Rosie got dressed up in the auctioneer's outfit? How was Kay supposed to have gotten the clothes from the auctioneer to put it on Rosie? I mean, I guess maybe they're gonna say that the outfit was like hung on that mannequin and that she did, but that would have had to been after and she was murdered during. I'm so confused.
You deduced nothing of the sort. And what about the basis on which the suspect was detained, Mr. Winner?
Yeah, oh, hey, I got this. So Faraday was overcome by amoeba. She got amoeba, and that makes you for gore.
Crushing remorse, Eustace.
Oh, that. Tons of crushing remorse. So she confessed. According to her confession, she was on the roof of this building when she encountered a person in a red raincoat on the viewing platform.
And that person was Ms. Ringer, I take it. Precisely, Mr. Chairman. The killer dressed the victim in the auctioneer's outfit after the fact.
But how'd she get it? But look, because that mannequin doesn't have the auctioneer's. Oh, maybe this photo will be used as evidence later. And they'll say, oh, it's always on that mannequin. We'll be able to say, no, look, Rosie Ringer's alive, and that outfit's not on the mannequin. You can see mannequin boobs. We're gonna save Kay Faraday with the power of visible boobs on stream.
But at the time when she was killed, Ms. Ringer was wearing a red raincoat.
And who won the race to find that raincoat nearby? Me. That's who. Yeah.
Did you? I thought it was somebody from forensics. Strictly speaking, it was found by one of the forensics investigators under Mr. Widner's command.
I knew it! I mean, okay, so it's like his team. Also, I should read some more in the chat. This recap is taking longer than I expected it would. Oak says, dang, Kay is the same age as me. Logan was right about taking 45 minutes, even though he did pretty decently. Said, 1U just means it's a rank unit, so it fits within 19-inch... it's a rack unit, so it fits within 19-inch racks of audio gear. Quickita said, congrats, Logan! You're now halfway to the page 5 guide. That was halfway? Quickita with the timestamp, 2:12:42. Oh, but look at that. I'm less than 20 minutes behind. I'm doing pretty good. Nora said, sorry for not chatting. I'm drawing. No worries. You're not obligated to what you're drawing, though, Nora. Oak said to Nora, we'll never forgive you. Nora said, oh, I just saw what you meant, Logan. Apparently, they are doing a new weird live-action thing about Kakegurui. I'm not going to watch it, though, because I just briefly looked at it, and it looks bad. There's an actual live-action they did a while ago, and it's, like, super good. That's the thing. The Japanese live-action, it looks like, oh, they're just adapting the anime. The pictures I've seen make it look like, oh, they're going to try and do their own thing. They're going to try and like apologize for the anime like they did with Cowboy Bebop. And Vera with the lurk, thank you for the lurk, Vero! Nora said, it's an American adaptation, so I'm not going to watch it. Well, the American adaptation of One Piece is supposed to be good, right? Oak says, timestamp 107:32. 107? You almost got me there. You almost got me with your 107 stuff. Oak says, nobody tell Logan it's the timestamp. That isn't the timestamp. Try to scare. Well, I think I only got it because just a little while ago, Queen Katie said 2:12. All right, let's play a little bit more here. I knew it. The blood analysis on the coat showed that it was indeed Ms. Ringer who had worn it. And the suspect's confession was the final nail in the coffin. She confirmed having committed the murder. So as you can see, Kay Faraday was the killer. There's no way anybody else could have done it.
All right, Miles. I expect you have some objections. Let's get them out of the way, shall we?
I have no objections, Chairman Winner.
Well, now, is that so? I thought it would have taken more. Oh, you tricked me. Oh, you got me. You got me good, Miles. Oh, we have fun.
Hang on, what was the rest of what he said there?
Taking you more than a single night in detention to break you.
I like how the objection even shows up on the history record. No objections in the matter of my unauthorized investigation, that is. But in the matter of Ms. Faraday's supposed guilt, I have plenty.
I can personally attest to the fact that Mr. Winner's investigation was fair and impartial.
Well, I mean, if nothing else, if we get Kay a good lawyer like Fender, even if Edgeworth is in prison, Fender ought to still be able to summon him as a witness, right? All right.
I can I read that.
Of course it was. When it comes to carefully conducted ops, I'm the winner every time. You guys can't see it, but when I said the word winner, I had it capitalized like my name.
You know, Miles, it's within my power to offer you a plea deal of sorts. And this is purely hypothetical. Listen to this hypothetical, okay? it's just hypothetical. Supposing I'm a fish, okay? All hypothetical like, what do you think I would taste like? And this is purely hypothetical, of course. You were to withdraw your objection.
So it's the same thing I thought Cavell was going to do before. Offer a plea deal that will go lenient on Edgeworth if he just lets Kay get convicted. Except I thought it'd be going to be that he testifies against her. So it's close enough.
You might wake up tomorrow to find yourself the proud owner of a seat on this committee.
Well, they do have an opening. But that's just too obviously villainous there. Oh, a poll has appeared on Twitch saying, what's the funniest kind of scam would Eustace fall to? Celebrity DM asking for money, AI furniture on Amazon, free console ad on Google, NFT, or a text from mom asking for money? I'm going to say text from mom asking for money. I like that, but he'd fall for any and all of those, including the email of a Nigerian prince, or the ones where it's oh, your account's been hacked. You need to buy some Google cards, Google gift cards for us to get your money back to you. Okay, so this is, he's overplaying his villain hand, offering him a seat on the committee. Edgeworth is thinking about it.
So I ask you again, do you have any objections, Mr. Edgeworth?
If you think you can buy my silence, think again. Well, not with that much. That's paltry. There's this really nice steel samurai statue that's very hard to find, very rare. And someone else keeps sniping my eBay bids. If you can get me that, I'll do anything you want. You will watch your mouth. Only if the chairman watches his. I didn't come here to talk about committee seats. I came here to talk about the murder case. I demand a statement under oath, and I won't rest until I have one. I want to know exactly what the committee's view on the incident is.
You want to put us on trial, my boy? Very well, if it will make you happy. Verity, please provide Mr. Edgeworth with the materials pertaining to the case.
We get our evidence back.
Really? But sir... This will be his last hurrah, so let's humor him with the send-off he deserves.
If you say so, Mr. Chairman. Again, if he's the murderer, he has no reason to do this, except sometimes villains just enjoy being a bad guy a bit too much.
Evidence data received from Judge Gavell. You have no objections to Verity representing the committee, I assume?
None whatsoever. Mr. Edgeworth! Lotta is still here. She's standing next to me. I don't like her. She smells like cabbage. Like cabbage that's starting to turn. I don't like her. Don't worry, Kay. Everything will be fine. You will see. Okay, we made it to a cross-examination. The committee's view of the committee's view of the case. Let's save, by the way. Save. And let me catch up a little more in the chat because I'm still 20 minutes behind. Oh, the poll on Twitch is almost done. Nora says, it's an American adaptation. I'm not going to watch. Oh, I read that earlier. There we go. Celebrity DM asking for money has won with 33% of the vote. Second place was a tie between AI furniture on Amazon and NFT. Third place, tie, free console ad on Google, and text from mom asking for money. My mom fell victim to one of those free console type of things years ago. It was one of those you're the 5 millionth visitor to the website. You just want an iPad. Or something like that, and so she clicked it, but she didn't have an email address, so she entered my email, and it was my old Yahoo account that I've had since I was 13, and so that, ever since then, just became flooded with spam. Let's see, Nora said, Oak, they made Kirari's name Kira, apparently keyboard slam. Oak says, Celsius is a beehole, but to be honest, a great character. Oak says to Nora, Death Note reference, and Nora says, no. Vero with the unlurk, welcome back, Vero. Oak said, did somebody say chairman? Oak says, Kamoshida and the principal from P3R. Yeah, we need to see the room again. I want to check to see if the guy sitting next to Kamoshida has a beard or not. Vera says, he died? Oak says, I would clip that, but mine are broken. Vera said, clip what? Oak said, someone else should clip that. Vera said, I can do it for you. Quingita said, I actually don't think they made sprites this detailed in the DS version of the committee. Oak says, dead guy at the judge's table. Oak says, I love you, Vero, the goat for real, for real. And Vero with the clip. All right, so we'll see if this clip works now that Vero is posting it. If the curse is just on Oak. Let's see how this goes. Oh, work, there we go. From 18 minutes ago, titled Dead Guy Among Us. Oh, and the guy does not have a beard. It's the Where's Waldo looking guy. In fact, none of them have beards. So I guess they're not just the committee. I guess the committee just hosts the illicit auction. But yes, let's go ahead. Let's see, make sure the volume is up on this, and let's watch this Dead Guy Among Us from 18 minutes ago. And this guy actually died, like 2 hours ago, but nobody's noticed yet. It's actually really tragic and dark, but he is dead. And starting to smell, quite frankly. Not from decomposition, because it's only been 2 hours, but like when you die, we have established this on stream before. When you die, you your digestive system just flushes itself out. Fear said didn't know what to name it. Oak said it's pronounced ELO. It's just rating points in chess. Said why is Logan so close to catching up? How did that happen? It's because y'all were just amazed by my mad skills at mind chess this time and were awed into silence. Let me take a look over at YouTube. Oh, there's a bunch of YouTube chat also. I didn't realize this was happening here. I gotta scroll up a little bit. Crap, where did I leave off? Gotta scroll up. There we go. See, Shingo says, because it was unofficial. Opinion says, was it? People have been referring to him as an ex-prosecutor or no longer prosecutor fairly frequently, I feel. Well, it's probably like if you say to your boss, hey, I quit, but you still have to like tender your resignation. So maybe it's like that type of thing where it's like, you're an ex-prosecutor, but we still got to file the paperwork. Shingo said yes, but it's more like an insult. Also, I imagine Eustace paying for Premiere Pro just because it says Premiere in it. Said, what, did he dance the floss or something while saying that, like a Fortnite player? He should. I think it's like a fun little dance to do, but you can't do it because then people think you're a kid emoting. Shingo says Eustace, I mean, with the ba-ba-ba.
To be a part of the committee you can have a beard or it'll be a declaration of defiance towards Excelsius, and that's how our victim died. He killed her and shaved her beard off like how he tears off people's badges. He does the same with beards.
So she was a bearded woman like you see at carnival sideshows? Like in the movie Greatest Showman? We're getting some real lore here. We're getting some very important lore. Maybe that's what she wanted revenge against the committee for. Not being wronged in the past, but just because she's like, they want me to shave my beard, and my beard is my identity. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate that, Vero. We got Toshi over on YouTube. How you doing, Toshi? Says Kay is hiding her giant muscles. They appear after her breakdown. Is Kay ripped, y'all? Is she ripped? How you doing, Toshi? Shingo said, yes, the American adaptation of One Piece was good, but it was closely monitored by Oda himself. Said, yes, Eddie can defend her, but save her. Not when those are the pool of judges they can choose from. I was about to write about the Nigerian prince, and then Opinion says, I'm gonna head off for tonight. See y'all. Good night, Opinion. Thank you so much for being here, for hanging out. Toshi says, I forgot Lotta is still here. Sometimes I just forget that she exists, and I'm happier. And then I'm reminded that she exists, even in just a fictional world, and I get sad. Shingo says, when I was a teenager, I fell to the cousin asking for money once. I don't think I've ever, receive that one, but maybe I'm just lucky. I probably would have fallen victim to scams. I was, too soft in those days. Vera said, slow mode, 10 seconds matter. Oak said, but it's only 10 seconds. Oak said, I don't think there's been any messages I didn't send because of slow mode. Garlic said, sorry, gotta head out, guys. Have a good night. Good night, Garlic. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great rest of your night. Oak says goodnight. Vera said goodnight. And Oak says, I love Eustace. I'm doing a lot of puns today. I was going to say I love you, Eustace, but I had to combine them for my honor. Somebody clip that. Somebody clip what? We'll check out that clip in a minute here. Let's play some more in the game. Ms. Ringer attended the auction as a potential buyer. The red raincoat was one of the items up for sale. Oh, we're gonna say that it was the raincoat that was in the first case in this game? Yeah, because everything was tying into previous Edgeworth cases. Cases in general, but especially Edgeworth cases. So our assumption is that after winning and paying for it, she left the auction with her purchase. The only exit from the storeroom was, of course, the hatch leading up to the roof. After she had emerged onto the viewing platform, that's when Ms. Ringer was attacked by Miss Faraday. Shortly thereafter, her flame went out, and thus concludes the committee's view of the case. Crap, I'm not noticing any obvious contradictions there. We'll press every statement, though. The raincoat was on offer that night. Is that really true?
We believe so, yes. You remember the failed assassination attempt on the president of Zhangfai.
So it was from the first case. That's nice. So it's not just a coincidence that we have 2 cases in a row with a red hoodie. It is like the same red hoodie.
The raincoat is a piece of evidence from that case. It should, of course, have remained safely under lock and key in the appropriate facility. But our inquiries revealed that it did in fact go missing under mysterious circumstances.
And wound up in the auction along with everything else. That makes sense, I suppose.
Wonderful work, Verity. Just wonderful. Crystal clear as ever. Curtsy. You flatter me, sir. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, perhaps you could save us all some time and simply admit defeat.
I'll do no such thing, thank you very much. Oh crap, I just realized we're at like the 2 hours and 45-minute mark. I should have said this 15 minutes ago. We need to start keeping an eye out for raid suggestions. Does anybody have raid suggestions? I spaced it. I let time get away from myself. I'm just enjoying the stream a bit too much. But yes, and I'll read some more of the chat once we get some music again.
Very well. It's good to know that you still have some fight in you.
It is.
Why?
I think Verity is starting to doubt her boss. I think our conversation with her had an effect on her, and Verity now wants Excelsius to be caught. That's why she's it's good to see there's fight in you. I think she just kind of slipped that in as like a hint to let us know that she's actually rooting for us.
Come to think of it, she said some strange things when she visited me this morning, too.
The question is it because she realized, oh, he's an evil man? Or is it because I'm second in command here? As you can tell by my outfit, I'll become the chairman of the committee, chairwoman of the committee, if he goes to jail.
What exactly is she up to?
The committee's view of the case. All right, once again, you guys know the deal, even though this is our first cross-examination of the night. Whenever this happens, we got to save, we press everything, and then we figure out what evidence we present. But first, I got to take a look at the chat, because Oak had posted another clip. We got to see if this clip will work unlike the last time. Let's try and load this one up on the clip viewer. Thank you very much, Oak, for the clip. This clip is from... Oh, it is working, from 16 minutes ago, called Kay's Brain-Eating Amoeba. So let's take a look at this and watch it, and I'll have a sip of water.
I got this. So Faraday was overcome by amoeba. She got amoeba, and that makes you for gore.
I hope that joke tracks. That the joke was it was amnesia, and that winner got the wrong word right. Sometimes I'm not sure if my jokes really land. But thank you very much for the clip. Oak said I'm going to try and see if it works. It did work. Did you do something different? Quick decide. Look in the guide right now. My current bet is that Logan will beat the case in either next stream or the one after. Really, Oak with the timestamp 2:32:32. Queen Gator said either Fendor if Wright is finally done goofing around with cameos, maybe him. Well, I guess we still haven't seen his cameo. I haven't missed it yet, have I? Well, and I guess Phoenix presumably has cases outside of the ones that we play as him in his games, right? Nora said, I gotta go to bed. Nighty night, friends. Love y'all. Good night, Nora. Thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you didn't get in a real fight. Good night, Nora. And Oak with some raid suggestions. Thank you very much, Oak. I will copy these over into my text file so we can keep an eye out for those a little bit later once we're gonna need them. Thank you very much. And Oak said goodnight to Nora. Vera said goodnight to Nora. Oak said those raid suggestions. Excuse me. Sorry, a pin message just appeared over that saying from Queen K said, please pin, don't worry, we haven't gotten to the cameo yet, it's in the final case. Okay, that's good. I was worried, because as I said before, I never got to see the one in the first investigations game. But yeah, okay, saying those raid suggestions have a bit more viewers than we normally do, but they are very nice. Well, thank you for the raid suggestions, and Crystal with 3 raid suggestions as well. I will copy those over to my text file also, because we'll need to make use of those pretty soon. Crystal says, Logan, what? ... Boo! Ah! And then Oak says, Logan, what? ... Boob! Hey! Is that the appropriate response? If someone says boo, you scream, and if someone says boob, you just go, ah, like that type of thing? Oh, instead of like, ah, like I'm scared, it's ah. Like you're appreciating the existence of the booba. Is that an appropriate thing? Chris says boo B. Vera said no iPad. Oak said someone get Logan's mom an iPad. Oh, I did. I actually did. I think it was like a year or two later, something like that. I saved up some money and I got her an iPad for, I think it was for her birthday. It might have been Christmas, but I think it was her birthday. And she's used it ever since. She's taken really good care of it. It should have like conked out on her a long time ago because those things are only supposed to last like 2 years. But, or how, is it 2 years? Was that the planned obsolescence? But anyway, it's still going quite well. It sometimes bugs out a little bit and we'll have issues with the battery, but not too bad. Vera said, I'm that good. Okay, let's start pressing some statements here, y'all. Ms. Ringer attended the auction as a potential buyer. Hold it! In other words, a member of the committee was actively involved in the illegal evidence trade. It is unfortunate. I don't know what else to say. Oh, crap, it looked like he was lighting her on fire for a second. And, of course, we'll be looking into any such activities just as soon as this hearing is over and done with. I commend your decision to pursue the matter further, Mr. Chairman. Oh, don't be silly, Verity. It's the least we can do, really. Not that it's any of your business, Miles. I kind of like that he's calling him by his first name. It, like, shows disrespect for the fact that he's no longer a prosecutor. Not anymore. If only you had remained a prosecutor. Oh, but you didn't. Now, if we're quite done making an old man cry over this whole sad affair. Very well, allow me to continue. The red raincoat was one of the items up for sale. Hold it! So, the raincoat really was one of the auction lots. That's correct. I believe it originally belonged to a Mr. Shelley DeKiller. Considering its status as a piece of evidence, it's the only logical conclusion. Oh, it's from when he made his attempt on the president's life? Which... Didn't one of the hoodies have... I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since we've done it. Didn't one of those hoodies back then have... Did one of them have a blood stain, or am I mistaken? There was an unexplained mannequin standing alongst the other items on sale. It could well have been used to display the coat prior to the auction. Do we know how the items were being smuggled in? I'm probably wrong about that. I was just trying to think how that could be an inconsistency. That is still under investigation and is entirely unrelated to the matter at hand, especially considering that you will soon officially be a prosecutor no longer, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, so it looks like that answers our question. So Shingo is correct. He's not officially no longer a prosecutor, but it's like in the process. It sounds like the outcome of this hearing is a foregone conclusion. No surprises there. My personal circumstances aren't important right now. Please continue, Your Honor. As I was saying, the raincoat was one of the items up for sale. So our assumption is that after winning and paying for it, she left the auction with her purchase. Why did she leave so soon after making her purchase? Because of the auction house rules, winning bidders are expected to pay for their items immediately. Ms. Hart told us pretty much the same thing. Ms. Ringer, having paid for the raincoat, probably left immediately afterwards in accordance with the rules. Certainly allowed to get one thing then, huh? Let me read a couple more comments to the chat, though. Queen Gator said, a personal story from me. Back in the ancient 2000s internet days with a big blocky PCs, my under 10-year-old self fell for a scam. Pretty custom cursors. As soon as I started using them, my PC slowed down and got trashed badly. No, virus! Said, I basically got a virus because I wanted pretty cursors. Oak says, worth it. Queen Gator said, but I know better now. I can make them myself if I wanted to. Oak said, I've only ever gotten an actual virus once before. I've gotten like a couple when I was younger, just because like virus protection wasn't very good in those days. Oak said when I was like 8, I watched The Odd Ones Out on YouTube, and he made a video about the process of making videos, and he mentioned he uses Paint Tool Sai. and he said, it's free if you know where to look. At the time, I didn't know he meant piracy. Quickie said, Oak, no, lol. Oak said, so I just downloaded the first link for free paint tool SCI on Google. Vera said, oh gosh. Oak said, I got a virus and had to reset my computer. To be fair, I was like 8 years old, so I didn't have anything important. Quickie said, I was lucky to have the kindest friends ever to help me get paint tool SCI, and we did it over the OG streaming platform, join.me. And Vera said, maybe that's why Logan doesn't endorse piracy. I don't, because it is illegal. And this channel does not endorse illegal activity. Just saying. Let me take a quick look over at YouTube. Let's see. Shingo says, well, since the basis of this is Japanese, I imagine Excelsius was dropping the honorifics. Well, isn't that what you do when you know the person really well? Do you drop the honorifics? I was assuming it was condescension because, like, oh, you're a prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth. So now it's just like, no, you don't get it. You're just Miles. You're not Mr. Edgeworth. But I could be wrong. Shingo said one of the hoodies was Tabby's reversible jacket. That's right, because it was like red on the inside. She reversed it, said the hoodie had the blood splotch on the inside. That's rolled from his arm. And they probably wouldn't have washed that out. So can we confirm it's the same hoodie? Or maybe that's unimportant. I'm probably looking too much into this, but thank you very much, Shingo. The only exit from the storeroom was, of course, the hatch leading up to the roof. Hold it! Ms. Ringer was a member of the committee. Could she not have left the committee chamber via the main door while the auction was still underway? No, because then her key card would have been registered and it would have shown that she was here. And people were like, why were you there in the middle of the night? That would risk exposing its existence to those outside the trusted circle of attendees. Given that Ms. Hart found out about it, I think its existence is already well and exposed. Have we ever found out who tipped off Lotta Hart? What if it was Rosie Ringer? Because Rosie Ringer seemed to be wanting to blow the whistle on this and was collaborating with Kay to do that, right? The rules of the auction stated that attendees were to enter and leave via the hatch in the roof. Thank you, Queen Katie, for the Seekers. Redeem. I appreciate it. I will read some more of the chat in a minute. I know we're close toward the end. Hopefully we'll have enough for a raid. I noticed in the last like half hour, a lot of people have been going to bed. But we'll see what happens. But thank you very much to the Seekers, Queen Katie. Ms. Ringer had no reason not to follow those rules, and given where the murder took place, we know that she must have done so. After she emerged onto the viewing platform, that's when Ms. Ringer was attacked by Ms. Faraday.
Hold it!
But why? What possible motive could Kay have had? That is exactly what we are hoping to establish in our upcoming interviews with Ms. Faraday. Coercive interrogation after the fact, something you seem to specialize in. If the murderer knew that the attendees would all be leaving via the hatch, then the roof would have been the perfect place to lie in wait. So as I was saying, after she'd emerged onto the viewing platform, that's when Ms. Ringer was attacked. Shortly thereafter, her flame went out, and thus concludes the committee's view of the case. Okay, last thing to press. Then we gotta figure out what evidence to present. Her flame went out? The flame of her life, Mr. Edgeworth, though perhaps her flame was stolen from her, is more apt. I don't understand the lyrics to that song. Please don't sing it. But the candelabrum that extinguished her life was one of the auction lots. Meaning Kay had no way of getting a hold of it to begin. Oh, that is a good point. To begin with. Ms. Faraday could not have lain in wait for the victim without knowing of the storeroom's existence. So we're going to say she snuck down, grabbed it, snuck up there, stabbed. But there's also then the question of how the body... Oh, no, because we know the body, that the murder happened on the elevator, right? So that'll probably be the evidence that the murder didn't take place up there. All right. Ms. Faraday could not have lain in wait for the victim without knowing of the storeroom's existence. She could easily have snuck down the ladder and stolen it while the auction was underway. If only we knew where the candle holder was during the auction. That would surely clear the matter up, no? Well, either of you? Sadly, we don't have anything that could tell us much on that front at the moment. Forgive me, sir, this is something we are hoping to establish through further investigation.
Well, isn't that a shame, Miles, my boy? It seems this line of inquiry is something of a dead end, then, isn't it?
So their theory is that the victim and her killer met on the roof, and that's where the murder took place. In other words, it assumes the viewing platform was the scene of the crime. But is that really the case? I thought I had evidence that clearly shows the story of what happened that night. Time to double check. Edgeworth, don't spoon feed it to me. I was proud that I remembered about the elevator. Okay, so that's what's gonna be. Elevator. Only exit up there. After she emerged the viewing platform, that's when Ms. Ringer was attacked by Faraday. So here, let's save before we present the evidence. And let's see if we've got this right. And then I'll read some more in the chat after that. Present! And it's gonna be elevator bloodstain, yeah? Is that, wait, where is, oh, there it is. Elevator blood. Blood was detected on the secret elevator. It looks like it dripped through the floor below. That was the evidence that suggested that it took place there, unless this is, okay, so yes, let's try this. Present.
Objection!
Crap, the music's still going. Would you mind taking a look at this, Judge Gavel? Am I expected to accept this as evidence? It appears to have no connection to my testimony. Oh, did I save before present? I think I did, right? Judge Gavel is a tougher nut to crack than Mr. Witter, but that doesn't mean I should give up. Okay, let's reload there. But, okay, I know we're past the 3-hour mark, but before we're done, we gotta figure out what the piece of evidence is. We gotta figure this out. Oak says, I didn't know what piracy was at the time, and when I allegedly pirated content, I'm responsible and safe. Allegedly, I do not endorse piracy. I'm a nice girl who accesses everything through legal methods. Vera said, I am not a nice girl, and I shouldn't be looked up to. I love being a sailor. Crystal says, hey, Chad, want a surprise from your dear Crystal? Vera said, Crystal, you're clear. Oak said, I have to reinstall Windows soon because I need to change boot drive, and also my copy of Windows is like 10 years old now and really slow. Vera said they just said Crystal clear. Crystal said shush. Vera said wow. Oak said, I'm not looking forward to having to reinstall my programs. Crystal says yes, Vero, absolutely. I'm very clear. I'm transparent. Vera said, you have kids? Oh, wait, who has kids? Oak says, I think I figured out the case. I was using the post and chat button when making the clips, but this time I just copied the link into chat manually. Hey, awesome. Okay, let's figure out what evidence we got to present. So we have to show evidence that demonstrates that the murder did not take place on the roof. Yadagrasu pin she wears, mask model of the Jammin' Ninja's face made of cheap plastic, a letter Kay was carrying addressed to her, stub from a ticket granting entry to the viewing platform on the big building. Magenta flower made of fabric that is usually worn on the chest, torn from the victim's clothes, contains a cross-section of the building and a plan of the viewing platform. Kay remembers a person coming from beyond the concession stand and pushing her off of the building. A key card grants entry for the committee chamber found in the victim's hand. A 3-armed candle holder that may have been the murder weapon, judging by the wounds to the victim's chest. Initial findings of Dr. Hilda Hertz caused a death, stab wound to the chest, head injury sustained post-mortem. Record of key cards used to enter the committee chamber. A letter that appears to have been written by the victim to K. Ringleader wore a white jacket, white gloves, a magenta flower, and a mask. Age and gender could not be discerned. Ms. Hart's observations about what happened during the mysterious auction. All right, let's check this out. Illicit auction held in the big building. Items on sale were mainly items of police evidence related to homicide cases. 11 attendees altogether. All were wearing masks. Auction continued even after the murder occurred. A stuffed animal we originally found in Zhangfa presidential plane, missing its left horn. A selection of various masks was kept on a rack. Each participant won the auction. In the auction, war won. A photograph of the mysterious figure in the red raincoat. This is what I tried. Elevator blood. Blood was detected in the secret elevator. It looks like it dripped through the floor below. Box in which the killer hid the body. Traces of blood were detected inside. Blood was found in the committee chamber. Was this placed there to hide the existence of the storeroom? And worn by the victim whose fingerprints and blood were found on the hood. Maybe it was the wrong statement. Maybe instead of saying emerged on the viewing platform, I gotta say shortly thereafter, a flame went out and thus concludes the committee's view of the case. Let's try that. Let's try presenting the elevator thing here. If not, what else could it be? It could be that she took the body back down there. Or that the blood was down there. Let's try it.
Objection!
Crap! I'm doing very badly at this. Let me try, give it a couple more tries. If I can't get it this time, we may have to try next time. Oak says, I think I figured out the issue. Oh, I read that. Quigator said, please pin. Don't worry, we haven't gotten the cameo. It's in the final case. Vera said, does it qualify? Really? The cameo, I mean. Quigator said, what do you mean? Vera said, spoiler chat. Oak said, I've kept the same iPad for like 10 years at this point, although I only use it to draw, and now I use Clip Studio Paint on my computer. Bumbo with a hydrate. Thank you very much, Bumbo. I appreciate that. How you doing, Bumbo? There we go. Finish that off here. Let's try presenting, no, that's what I did. I changed the statement. So then we'll present something else. Let's try presenting the committee chamber blood.
Objection!
Nope. Crap. Okay, give me like 2 more tries. And then if I don't get it by then, we'll wind down and finish this next time, okay? Oak says, actually, I kind of swapped between Clip Studio and Corel Painter now. Bubba said that was case 1. One did. And yeah, it was the blood from Shelly to Killer, right? Vera said, whoa, look at my new badge. I feel so cool. Oak says, whoa, wait, what is your new badge there? It is a 33-month subscriber badge. Vera said, I'm so cool. Oak says, you're so cool. Kuita said, okay, I guess we now know how the clip leaderboard works. Because I clipped a few times tonight, but I'm not on there, so I guess it's for posting them in the chat. Oak said, technically, piracy isn't necessarily illegal. It's a gray area. Well, it depends. I mean, most of it is, yeah. But anyway, we don't endorse it. Bumble said, oh, he's close to catching up somewhat. Oak said, the thing is, it's fully illegal in sharing pirated things, but pirating them yourself technically isn't illegal. It's just not exactly legal either. Well, I think there's some things you're allowed to create a backup of, but it's if you upload it and share it, that's where the problems happen. Okay, so what are we... Let's try this. Box the killer hit the body. This will suggest that the killing took place in the storeroom.
Objection!
No! I may have to call a potato on this one. I mean, we're past 3 hours. I said, give me, how many more tries? I think I got 1 more try. Oh my gosh, I really got to think about this. Let's see, Quigator said, spit take, I just looked at my points. When did I get 50K? Vera said, yeah, I did a mass refund last stream. Quigator said, well, I guess I know exactly what to do now. Seekers. Vera said, Seekers. Oak said, that's how I got extra 15K points the other day. Vera said, speaking of Seekers, I've been sending many voice messages to Transformers channel, full on ranting, and I've been enjoying it. It's a lot of fun getting Vera's reactions to Transformers. Oh, comics. Comics. Thank you, Crystal, for the Seekers. Maybe maybe she was giving us a hint with her flame went out. Maybe she's trying to hint something here. That it wasn't just flowery language. She's saying that to try and hint that you gotta present evidence here. What was the thing with the candelabrum? 3-armed candle holder that may have been the murder weapon, judging by the wounds on the victim's chest. I don't see how that would be a problem here, though, because we're saying she was stabbed to death, right? Because that's what the body says. Stab wounds to the chest. Head injuries sustained post-mortem. Can we examine it? Maybe we can find some evidence on this thing? Have we not done that yet? The base is a very unique shape. If it were removed from a dusty shelf or something, it would be immediately obvious what had been standing there. Okay, anything else? The candles up here? Oh, they got blood on them. The prongs of each arm are covered in blood. The spacing matches that of the wounds in the victim's chest. But is this really the murder weapon? Well, no blood was found on the viewing platform. But I think we're assuming that she was stabbed and it was left in until the body was dragged down, then yanked out when she was on the elevator, right? I'm stumped, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna try this. I'm just gonna see if maybe, yeah, she's giving us a hint. Flame went out, saying present the candelabrum. I'm probably wrong.
Objection!
I'm wrong! Wow, I'm gonna have to think about this off stream. I am struggling with this. I'm assuming all of you guys are like, this is so obvious. Why does Logan suddenly suck at this game? Quickita said, I actually have enough for almost 2 beef longas. Might save one for a future fun fact. Lol. Vera said, Nora would just come up with one come up to me out of nowhere. Oak said to Vero, yeah, strange hearing your voice so clearly. Vera said, yeah. She'd say your voice doesn't sound real. It cracks me up. I think Nora says it feels illegal to hear your voice. Oak said, especially because you say more than things than just seekers. Vera said, trust me when I say I've been in this community for like how many years? Like 3 or something? Probably more than that. Oh, there we go. 3 years, 8 months, and 18 days. Vera said it only did a voice reveal this year. Oak said, technically you did kind of a face reveal too, but it was a face reveal of you when you were a child. Oh, that's right. Vera said, I used to be self-conscious about my accent because it used to be heavy, but I'm working on it. Makes it more clear. Yeah, I mean, you even though you have an accent, there's nothing wrong with it. Quickita said, hey, Vero, I recently learned the exact moment we became friends in evil over redeeming a nautical redeem for redacted in the AI files. Good times. Vera said I could do a spoiler chat face reveal shrug. Then I don't get to see it. Well, how come I don't get to see the face reveal? Vera said it wouldn't help my image, though, because my voice, because like my voice, I kind of have a baby face. I want to see this face reveal, but I'm not in the spoiler chat. Vera said all my coolness would be gone. Oak said, woo, spoiler chat face reveal, although Logan should get one. Yes, I should. Quickita said, I have the guide. I have trust and faith, though. Oh, apparently your trust and faith has not been rewarded. Vera says, good times. Oak said to Vero, I can barely even recognize you have an accent. Only thing I'm shocked at is you saying words other than seekers. Vera said, Logan can get a face reveal when he sends me Transformers toy / like pictures of them or actual ones in the mail, because I'd offer, except apparently it'll cost like $300 in postage. Vera said, Oak said, Vera face reveal when? Vera said, just don't make me say literally or girlfriend. Well, now I want to hear those words. Oak says, say literally or girlfriend. Oak says, I can't do a face reveal because I've already done it. Vera says, no. Oak said, Oak face reveal is very public information. My PFP is literally just a picture of me, although you can't see my face. Quickita said, I get the slightest feeling Logan hasn't noticed a certain thing. And need to potato him? Oak said, Katie, can I have potato? Oh, I haven't noticed a certain thing? Okay, let's review the evidence again. Maybe it's about the hoodie, because the hoodie talked about, oh no, we can't look at it, because I know there's sakura blossoms on it. And that was a whole thing. Let's check the evidence again and see things that we can magnify. Yatagarasu pin that Kay always wears. A mask modeled on the Jammin Ninja's face made of cheap plastic. A letter Kay was carrying. It's addressed to her. Kay, dear Kay, don't worry. I'll make sure you get your precious thing back. Rosie, I'm assuming that's the promise book. Ticket stub. Stub from a ticket granting entry to the viewing platform at the top of the big building. Is the date wrong? No, because today is the 6th. Yesterday was the 5th. Happened on the night of the 4th. So never mind, that's probably right. I thought maybe it would be that. Magenta flower. Magenta flower made of fabric that is usually worn on the chest as a decoration torn from the victim's clothes. Contains a cross-section of the building and the plan of the viewing platform. So maybe it's in the... It doesn't even show the hatch there, though. Kay's recollections. Kay remembers a person coming from beyond the concession stand and pushing her off the building. A key card that grants entry to the committee chamber found in the victim's hand. Candelabrum, we already magnified that. 3-arm candle holder that may have been the murder weapon, judging by the wounds in the victim's chest. Coroner's findings. Initial findings of Dr. Hilda Hertz caused death, stab wound to the chest, her head injury sustained post-mortem. Victim's body was discovered in the committee chamber. Preliminary findings place the time of death at sometime late last night. Cause of death is the set of 3 puncture wounds on the left side of the chest inflicted by a candle holder. Victim also suffered a head injury post-mortem. Other remarks, prominent burn mark on the back to the victim's right hand. That probably has to do with the candle, right? The flame. I still think Gavel is telling us something. Signed, Hilda Hertz, coroner. Okay. Key card record that just shows us the times where Gavel and Rosie Ringer. Although Rosie Ringer came in using her key card. Victim's letter, a letter that appears to have been written by the victim to Kay. Rosie, thanks so much for agreeing to help with my plan. Now we can both get what we want. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago. How old is she, by the way? 33. Oh, so, okay. So, oh, wrong button. So she would have just been like, yeah. She would have been in her 20s. Hang on. Okay, so we gotta keep checking these things. Ringleader's appearance. Ringleader wore a white jacket, white gloves, a magenta flower, and a mask. Age and gender could not be discerned. Ms. Hart's statement. Ms. Hart's observations about what happened during the mysterious auction. Illicit auction held in Big building. Items on sale were mainly pieces of police evidence related to homicide cases. 11 attendees altogether, all wearing masks. Auction continued even after the murder occurred. Broken plushie, stuffed animal we found on the Zangfa presidential plane, missing its left horn, a selection of various masks that was kept on the rack. Each participant in the auction wore one. Ms. Hart's picture, a photograph of the mysterious figure in the red raincoat. But there's blood on her hand, and we still haven't figured that out yet, right? Photo taken just after the incident by Lotta Hart, who snuck in the storeroom. The ringleader had an auction attendee come up, and an auction attendee came to the elevator. Scream was heard not long after. So is this what it is? After she emerged on the viewing platform, that's when Ms. Ringer was attacked by Ms. Faraday. Is it that then, that the order is wrong? Let's try presenting that. Let's see. Let me take a look over on YouTube chat, because I haven't checked that in a while. Shigo says, yes, people can drop honorifics, but easily it can be used by people not close to you as an insult. Oh, I didn't know that. Said you did not bring up the up to ha ha ha. Said I'm 35, I should have kids, but I have always been single, so no. See, I've had a girlfriend before a couple of times. It just never worked out for marriage and a family. Shigo says, and why is Lotta still here? Oh, and there's someone with, I don't know how to pronounce that because that looks like a German name. No, not German, excuse me, Russian. Is that Russian? Actually, I don't know what alphabet that is. Is that, I don't know what that is, but saying hello, I'll call you 2.0. I don't know why I said German at first. Russian. It looks like it's B Powerton 2.0. I'll call you 2.0. Hi, welcome. If that's your first time here over on YouTube, let me give you the quick rundown of the channel. My name's Logan, and we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, alternating between this, Ace Attorney Investigations, 2 Prosecutors Gambit, and Metaphor Refantasio. I'll be repeating this song a little bit because we're already over time, but I gotta get this. But welcome, 2.0. I hope if you don't want me to call you that, tell me to call you something else. So let's try presenting this.
Objection!
Oh, finally! I just wish I didn't have to read what Lotta Hart said. Maybe you can clear something up for me, Judge Gavel. But what is Ms. Hart doing here at this hearing? Oh, this is a good question, like what Shingo was saying. Why is she here? She is an eyewitness. I thought it would be obvious. Well, now, I ain't really an eyewitness, more of an ear witness, I guess. She's not exactly the most confidence-inspiring choice to help you make your case, is she? I like to think I choose my allies a little more carefully than you, Mr. Edgeworth. Then you should question them more thoroughly, because there's something she hasn't told you. Take a look at this. Notice I stopped the sentence before saying photograph, so as not to invoke the song. Take a look at this photograph. Every time I look at it, it makes me laugh. It's a photo taken by Ms. Hart. Yes, in the storeroom, correct? What of it? According to your theory, the murder occurred up on the roof. But according to Ms. Hart's testimony, she happened to witness the entire incident unfold in the storeroom just before she took this picture. Wait, you're saying Gavel got it ... Oh, somebody interrupt me before I say the word wrong. Wrong. That's exactly what I'm saying. What? Oh crap, the music stopped. I should have saved and ended the stream right there. Ms. Hart, if I may confirm your account of the events you witnessed that night, you saw the person in the picture, correct? I sure did. Clear as day, and with my own 2 eyes to boot. Okay, now we got music again. Let's save again. I got past it. I had lost all faith in me, but I eventually got it. So thank you all for your patience. Appreciate it. Let's see. Oak said, Katie, can I have a potato? I'm hungry. Quick Katie said, depends. Do you need help with anything? Oak says, I could use some help getting out of debt. Chat, I'm going to be so excited. This October, I am scheduled to get out of debt. It'll be great. I'll finally be out of debt this October. Quickett said, sorry, I don't have a potato for you to help with that. Vera said, you're so good at games, Longo. Oh, I'm not. Oak said, could I just have a regular potato then, Katie? Quickett said, hint or answer, Logan. Crystal says, Seekers! With a question mark. Quickett said, could someone pin my answer, my question, please? Oak said, how did it come to be that potato is a word for Logan needing help in game? I can't remember who was it. Was it Extemporaneous or Bumbo? Who was it that first suggested that? No, I think it was Extemporaneous. That's right, because Extemporaneous used to randomly say potato. Quickett said, I think it started with extemp, maybe. Vera said, well, that's your answer. Crystal says, accent is sexy. I think it depends on the accent. I feel like if I went to another country, people wouldn't think that my accent is sexy. But I think like some people from other countries can have very attractive accents. Oak says, I'd be so curious to see a Vera face reveal. There's too mysterious. We need to stop the aura farming. Vera said, you reminded me to send a face reveal. Quickita said, I will say, though, you have the correct statement. The fifth one, I don't know how to hint the evidence, though. Oak says, spoiler chat is cheering because a picture of Mia is featured in the Vera face reveal. Oh, you already did it, and I didn't get to see it. Vera says, yay. Quickita said, got the correct evidence, but wrong reason. I'll take that. Quickita said, he still didn't notice the thing. Lol, he's going to be so flabbergasted. Oak said, that's a ladder, not a step ladder in the potato. Vera said, don't you mean a step ladder? Quickita said, when will he see it? He. Oak says, wait, BRB, I need to draw me and my partner snuggling on an Apple Digital Touch. And then I'm done. And there, 3 hours, 19 minutes, and 13 seconds. I caught up to chat for the first time of the night. Yeah. But I still got to read the YouTube chat. And Shingo says, that's the reason Lotta is still here. I was hinting at it, complaining about her. Pretty sure some of us were subtly making you not forget that she is here. Don't worry, Eustace. Even if they don't interrupt you from saying wrong, you would have mispronounced it anyway. I hope you guys don't mind me having to mispronounce words. I think it's funny. Let's see. Crystal says, meow. Vera says, woof. Quickita said, so I guess Logan will finally notice the thing on the next stream. So that wasn't it? There's the blood on the hand. Sure, there's that. Is there something else in there? I mean, I mentioned the blood on the hand ages ago. Is there something else in that photo? Okay, there's the blood on the hand. There's the hoodie. There's the ladder. There's the nude mannequin torso. Photo taken just after the incident by Lotta Hart, who snuck into the storeroom. So that makes me think that, yeah, this means this is after the murder. So that means that this person is the killer, most likely not the victim. The ringleader and an auction attendee came up to the elevator. A scream was heard not long after. So there's blood on the hand, and there's booba on the... for some reason I was about to say shelf. Blood on the hand, booba on the shelf. Did I miss something else? Oak says, the duality of man. Crystal says, rawr. Oak said, thank you for the very ... wet goggle stream made me smile. Quickie said, oh, you did see the blood on the head. Okay, good. I thought you were blind. Crystal says, laughing, don't worry, Logan isn't blind. Vera said, have more faith in him. Quickie said, I did, but he went through everything but this photo. I wasn't blind. I was just stupid, which is a different thing altogether. But yes, I do need to make sure I check out those raid suggestions that were submitted earlier and take a quick look to see if any of them are still live, because it was quite a while ago. If you're lurking, by the way, let me give you the rundown of the channel, even though I gave it a 2.0 just a minute ago. If you're lurking, we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, currently alternating between this game, Ace Attorney Investigations, 2 Prosecutors Gambit, and Metaphor Refantasio. That means tomorrow is Friday. Oh crap, I must have bumped a button on my watch. It suddenly switched over to military time. So tomorrow's gonna be Metaphor, and then we're gonna pick up on Sunday, where we're gonna be leaving off here tonight. I am picking out a raid. We don't have a whole lot of people. A lot of people left, so I don't know for sure if we'll have enough people for a full raid, but we'll check it. Before we do that, however, I'm sure somebody else has already posted a link tree in chat, but I'm going to copy and paste this over to the YouTube chat. So if there's anyone lurking there who is interested, there's a link tree. It has all my social media, including a Discord invite link, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all the good stuff. Feel free to make use of it as you see fit, or ignore it if you'd rather. And we're picking out this person whom I don't think we've raided this person before. The username seems a little bit familiar. Who's currently playing Undertale. Let's go ahead and initiate this raid here. And there's the raid message. Oh, Crystal already did the raid message, so I don't have to type it in. Thank you very much, Crystal. Always being on the ball. I appreciate that. And we'll see if it populates up. I usually say we gotta have more than 5 viewers for a raid, but I don't know if we're going to. Oh, it's at 5. Oh, we're at 5 now. Yeah, we might end up canceling the raid. We will see. Let's see. Quickie said, thank you for the very fire stream. Oak said, I think Vero should provide face reveal to Logan because he isn't in the spoiler chat. Vero said, I'd quote, sing-songy blood on the hand, booba on the shelf. Quickie said, see you next time for Yay, we max Heisme. Vero said, when he finishes reading my poor G1 review. I already read it. I just need to write a full response. Quickie said, although I may not stick long tomorrow because someone I know is going to be finishing Yangtze River tomorrow and I want to see that. Vero said, thank you for the very Eustace get scammed stream. Quickie said, baby. And Crystal said, Seekers! Oak said the raid count might not include me because I have to leave and rejoin stream. I don't know how it counts it, but if we don't get one more, yeah, we'll just cancel the raid and we'll just say Our good nights to you all, very sincerely and sweetly. Because you guys don't see it, but after the raids, I always say good night to YouTube and the VOD people. But you all miss that. You don't get to see it. Actually, hang on. There's something weird happening with the viewer count right now. So I'm gonna try and start that raid over again. My apologies. I'm gonna try and initiate it and see if it changes. So let's try it again. I will try to populate it and see what happens. Let's see, Oak said, because the raid didn't show for me and I want to make sure I got to go to the raid. Yeah, I think I screwed it over. We've got even fewer going for it now. Okay, so we're probably not going to. Vera said we get to see it. Said less people laughing. I tried. I gave it the old college try. But once again, even if you're lurking, I do appreciate you being here. And thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun tonight. And I guess I need to get cracking on finishing responding to all of Vera's stuff. Vera, I do hope that when I respond to all those things on Discord, you don't get annoyed by how many notifications that you get all at once. Crystal says, oh, Oak said, I think the Twitch raid count is glitched, though. I mean, on my end, I think it's showing what it should be. Oak said, normally it has more. Vera says, I won't trust. Oak says, like. Vera says, trust me. Yeah, I think we're just gonna, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys what the good night to the VOD and to YouTube looks like. Are you guys ready for this? We're pulling back the curtain. I know Oak has seen this because Oak watches the VODs, and the VODs includes it. So I'm gonna show you guys. Hey, we're gonna cancel the raid. We're not doing a raid tonight. We're not doing a raid tonight. Vera says, gasp. Here's what happens. I'll say, love and appreciate you all. Enjoy the raid. Bye, everybody. Bye, 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 bye. And then it counts down. And then as soon as it's gone, I look up and say, and for those watching the VOD and on YouTube, good night as well. See, it's so amazing, right? Aren't you feeling so bad that you've missed out on seeing this all that time? And then what I do is I click this button here, and it goes into an ending screen, and I usually don't talk over it, and it just is ending, and that's what's happening. So good night, everybody. I love and appreciate you all. Y'all are amazing. Have a good day. See you tomorrow for some Metaphor Refantasio. And then Sunday, we're going to pick up where we're leaving off. Good night, everybody, all at once on Twitch, on YouTube, on the VOD. Good night. Love and appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. Have a great night. See you tomorrow. Bye.